Good afternoon and welcome to Big Z Sports coverage of high school track. Today, we will showcase boys and girls track teams competing at the Dave Bell Invitational hosted by Indian Valley High School. Our coverage today is made possible thanks to the Kime Company, Tuscarawas Insurance Agency, Right Mark Roofing, and the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club. Now, let's head to the action with Big Z Sports.
High school track and field back on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel, live from Jeanette Hutton as it's the 2026 Bell Invitational. And as the Indian Valley Braves will host 11 other schools here today, plenty of which you'll be noticing right here from our listening and viewing area. Good evening, everyone. Nick McWilliams and Shannon Thomas, your broadcast crew. Shannon, boy, what a gorgeous night we're going to have for some track and field.
Yeah, I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful night. And it doesn't matter if you're at the track or if you're at the baseball field or softball field. This is perfect. A lot of great athletes here. Some of the top athletes in different divisions in the state. So a couple guys and girls will get some serious competition today, and that's what you want as you head into the second half of the season to get prepared for districts and regionals. And like you said, it's going to be an exciting time down here. I think it's the third annual Bell Classic.
I believe this is the third.
So I mean, then we appreciate.
I think it's gone by 3 different names too.
Yeah, well, we don't know what it is for sure. All we know is Indian Valley. They get a hold of us every year when a date comes out, and this was our very first track meet, and they want us to continue to do it. So thanks to the Indian Valley Athletic Department and the booster clubs and all the volunteers, Big Z Sports is back for another one.
Yeah, you and I remember when this was initially a conversation about potentially starting to happen. Adam was thinking, okay, how are we going to make this happen? And he asked you and I to be the ones who were the guinea pigs for the experiment for this. We went, we're going to do what? How are we going to make that work? Been a lot of fun, everyone that we've done so far, and this event, kind of the one that got it all started. It's always a blast. It's really cool, too, because you're going to get to see some matchups that you might end up seeing at the state level coming up around Jesse Owens Memorial Stadium coming in early June.
Yeah, and like we said, that's what you want right now. You want competition. There are some kids that are ranked, at the top of their event in Division III and in Division II. Well, they're going to meet off tonight. And just because you're in a different division doesn't really matter because you're racing against that athlete and that stopwatch. And so you got to push each other, and that's what they're all looking for is this competition. And, I know Shenandoah's got the really good kid in the hurdles. Braxton Barnett's his name, outstanding. He was here last year. Him and Carson Hostetler had a great race against each other. They'll go against each other tonight. I know Indian Valley coaches are happy with where their athletes are right now. Didn't get a chance to make it around to talk to all the other coaches as we got here. I know Garraway's got some nice throwers that like to throw. Buckeye Trail, they always have some solid athletes. St. Clairsville's here. John Glenn's here. I mean, I think they said the Fairless. I'm not sure if Fairless brought their whole team or there's some distant runners, but we'll try to get all that information pulled up here soon. But like I said, there's a lot of great athletes here.
Yeah, definitely going to be a lot of fun for sure. I mean, we're going to have matchups that you got a lot of different high-ranked kids, in the East District and in the state overall. So going to be a lot of fun for sure. We know that last year one of the top races was one of those hurdle races between Carson Hostetler and Braxton Barnett. Was a ton of fun. Yes, last year. Probably going to be another instance where it's going to be a ton of fun this year as well. And, we did get a good joke when we walked in here, though. Adam's not here with us today. What do you think the pole vault is going to be set at this year?
I don't know, but every time that we show up, Coach Buzz Bell, he still laughs about that.
35 feet.
We're going to start at 35 feet tonight. And hey, Adam was a softball dad. He was a baseball dad. He didn't know anything about track till he showed up with us the first time. And those guys, they'll laugh about that for a long time.
So what we're saying is they're going to pole vault over the top of the goalposts here at the stadium, right?
That's what they're shooting for.
Well, hey, it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. We'll bring you all the events. Of course, field events getting started first as, going to be high jump, pole vault, long jump, as well as shot put and discus. As I was looking around and I just realized something, Shannon. You and I don't exactly know where we're looking this year. We know where we're looking, but we don't know what they've got up over there.
Yeah, and
we'll make a guess.
Just listen to us talk, and Abby will switch you around to the.
I have faith she's going to do it right.
She'll switch you around to some field events, and you'll get to see a little bit. But whenever there's an event on the track, then all three of us will be on the same page.
There you go. By the way, you just tuned into a real live planning meeting for how this is going to go today. As we always mention, get subscribed to the Big Z Sports YouTube channel, and you can get your notifications on so you never miss out on broadcasts like when we go live with track and field or, softball and baseball, of course, with the spring season. Before we know it, we're going to be back talking about football in this stadium, believe it or not.
Well, Logan McPeak's up here running the camera for us today, and we were already talking football and divisions and regions, and everybody's kind of getting excited, but we got two things to take care of first. We got the rest of the track, softball, and baseball season, and then we got that 2-week summer break that we get.
Oh, yeah, the whole 2 weeks that ends up getting tied in there?
Yeah.
We didn't even have 2 weeks going from winter to spring this year.
No,
It was 7 days on the dot. It was a week.
Yeah, and I can remember back whenever Indian Valley made it to the state championship in football, we did a basketball game that morning.
Was it the same day?
We did. Well, there was a game on Tuesday we did before the championship game on Friday, and that game was actually at Indian Valley.
Oh,
because
that's
the Braves
right.
players didn't get to play in it. Riker Williamson didn't get to play in it.
That's right. I remember that.
And then Saturday morning we stopped at Strasburg and did a Strasburg girls basketball game, and then went on up to Canton.
That was a long day, now that I remember it.
Hey, the things we do for the love of high school sports.
Yeah, and we're all appreciative that you show your love for high school sports, too. Otherwise, there'd be no reason for us to be doing this. And, of course, for all of our fantastic sponsors as well, which you will be seeing throughout today, who are making this all a possibility. And as Shannon already mentioned, thank you to the Indian Valley Braves athletic boosters, because they are an integral part in making this happen. I have a strong feeling before we leave here today, Shannon's going to go support the Booster Club with one of those all-beef conies.
Hey, I'm going to support the Booster Club, get an all-beef coney, and then on the way home, I'm going to stop at Amici's Pizza, because Amici's Pizza, I'm pretty sure I seen a special today. If you buy a large pizza, you get another large pizza with one topping for $7. But don't hold me to that for sure. I will call them and check them out. But go down, stop in down here in Jeanette and Hutton, or if you're in West Lafayette, Amici's Pizza is the way to go for dinner.
There is a possibility that wasn't a special, but somebody's going to tell them about that, and they're going to go, hey, that's a great deal idea. Maybe they're going to start paying you for your ideas.
They're like, hey, we're going to run that Thursday special again on Friday.
Is it the all-night-long special now?
The all-night-long special.
We got plenty of stuff coming up here as ongoing right now. We got some distances and such initially being logged with pole vault and high jump, as well as, I don't see, oh no, it is open. I was looking at the wrong part of the stadium with long jump, shot put, and discus ongoing. We'll bring you early results and anything that we can update you on as we continue to roll on here from Jeanette. We'll take our first time out, pay a few bills, and then when we return, we'll give you some more breakdowns of everybody who's here and all the fun that's going to be ahead. It is the 2026 Bell Invitational live on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel.
Are you ready for a spring home refresh? Don't miss the buy one get one free paint sale on best look interior and exterior paint at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware, happening April 28th through May 4th. Whether you're updating your bathroom or finishing your next project, a fresh coat of paint can make all the difference. Visit us at Keim to explore your color options, bring your vision to life, and save during the BOGO paint sale April 28th through May 4th at Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust the team at Grandview Exterior Systems. Established in 2016, they specialize in commercial, industrial, and residential roofing, handling everything from repairs and replacements to full restorations and ongoing maintenance. At Grandview Exterior Systems, their mission is simple: create peace of mind for every client while setting the standard for safety, quality, and efficiency in construction. Visit them at 2230 Township Road 415 in Dundee. Call 330-275-1807 or learn more at GrandviewExteriorSystems.com. Grandview Exterior Systems. They have you and your roof covered.
5-star quality, 5-star service, 5-star satisfaction. Hi, this is Chandy Salisbury with Riverside Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. We are proud to be the area's only skilled nursing facility with these elite ratings. Locally owned and operated since 1978, Riverside ranks in the top 3% of nearly 1,000 Ohio facilities for outcomes, return to home success, and customer satisfaction. With on-site therapy 7 days a week, we help you recover quickly, safely, and confidently. Call me today at 740-498-5165 to learn more.
Top Notch Auto on East Plum Alley in Janaden. Your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, offering experienced staff that can handle just what you need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Top Notch Auto specializes in diagnostics with state-of-the-art diagnostics equipment. Whether your vehicle needs regular maintenance or major repairs, Top Notch Auto can handle all your vehicle needs. They also offer a large selection of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, and Cooper, just to name a few. Find Top Notch Auto LLC on Facebook.
When you think pizza, think Amici's Pizza, with locations in West Lafayette and Janaden-Hutton. Amici's Pizza offers you your favorite traditional pizzas, as well as specialty pizzas, subs, wings, and salads. Everything from the dough to the sauce is made fresh daily. There's just something different about a pizza from Amici's. Try one today in West Lafayette or Janaden-Hutton. Big city taste for a small city price. Learn more. Find Amici's on Facebook.
Welcome back to Janaden-Hutton and the 2026 Bell Invitational as field events officially underway. You know, for a close tie to Shannon Thomas, field events already done, right?
Yeah, my daughter's already done throwing the disc for the day, so she's going to kick back now and relax and go cheer on her Braves teammates.
Well, it's a beautiful day to be doing that. It'll be a beautiful day to stop on down here to the stadium if you're looking for something to do, as we're greatly looking forward to some fantastic matchups. You know, we talk about this point of the year. It's hard to believe we're in the third week heading into the fourth week of April. And that means you basically only realistically have, what, a month and a half to go before we're already talking about state championships for track and field.
Yeah, and everybody's excited this year as they move back to Jesse Owens Stadium in Columbus. They left for a year while they resurfaced the track down there. They went all the way down to Dayton. And it's just, you know, when you're talking state championships and track and field, Jesse Owens is one of those legends that come to mind. So it's just great to compete at a stadium that's named after him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic facility, a beautiful facility for sure. And, you know, if you want to follow along at home with all the updates, we'll be bringing you as much as we possibly can, you know, each individual time that we can. But you can visit milesplit.com as they will have the events going on for that.
Yeah, and right now the girls 4x800 relay just fired off, and Indian Valley comes in with the number one seed with a time of 11:02. They're followed by St. Clairsville with a time of 11:12. Steubenville Catholic Central with a time of 11:13. John Glenn with an 11:33. Ridgewood with 11:40, and Harrison Central with a 12:36. So just because you have a top seed doesn't mean you're favored to win this, as it looks like there's only 4 schools that are competing in it.
Yeah, as of right now, the ones that are coming around, is it does look to be only 4, which I'll tell you where those are going to be or which ones those are here momentarily. We've got a lot of events coming up. The girls 4x800 starting things off, boys 4x800 after that. So it's going to take a little while for those ones, as it always does, Shannon.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of these ones where all 4 girls got to be good distance runners and be able to pace yourself and not let the somebody else dictate your pace and run you out of breath.
Well, there are 6 teams that were listed online, but it looks like we do only have 4 teams out there on the track. Looks like Steubenville Catholic Central up front. Trying to tell who's in second place.
I think that might have been St. Clairsville.
It does appear that it would be St. Clairsville, then Indian Valley, and Ridgewood. So going through the order, the 4x800 teams, at least as they are listed for us, out in front with it being Steubenville Catholic Central, Clara Anderson, Monica Bolster, Zoe Wise. They had 5 athletes listed for these: Magdalene Crosby and Claire Flannery. Then for St. Clairsville, which is pushing towards the lead, you have Taylor Tucker, Kendall Saul, Morgan Haran, Ambia Adams, and Bella Padilla. Then for Indian Valley, they only have 4 listed, with Jillian Welch, Sam Wales, Bailey Herbert, and Roman Hershey. Then with Ridgewood, their team of Anna Troyer, Zanya Hashem, Madeline Clyer and Cadence Loyando. So the other two teams that were here are supposed to have a team here but are not competing in this, John Glenn and Harrison Central. Your top seeded time coming into this was the Indian Valley girls 4x800. Their seed of 11:02.25, so we'll see how that compares and that stacks up.
And the crowd's already cheering, but St. Clairsville, she's stretched it out now. She's went around the lead and she's getting ready to hand off. And then comes in Steubenville Catholic Central, followed by Ridgewood and Indian Valley in a tight race.
So, and this is one of those races, too, that takes long enough that, it's getting a quick pace early on will help you out, but you never know. Things can really narrow up quickly.
Yeah, and these relays like this, it's kind of a chess match for the coaches, because if you don't got all four girls that can run the same pace, then you're tempted. Do you send out your slower girl first so everybody else can catch up? Or do you send out your faster girls first to kind of set that pace to make the other team chase at the end? And it's, like I said, it's a complete chess match right now.
Yeah, that lovely chess match that, everybody has their own different opinion on that as to which way is the right way, so to speak. See, as they go through turns 3 and 4, pole vault ongoing for the boys right now. Is already a number of competitors already off to the side, so that field narrowing down quickly. As we come up to the front stretch here, things have tightened up towards the front. St. Clairsville, Catholic Central, and Indian Valley going to be very close at the line here coming up for the initial parts.
This is kind of like drafted in NASCAR. She was drafting off over, slingshot engaged.
Magic Man. Heading into turn 1 as it's Steubenville Catholic Central now out in front, Indian Valley close behind in tow. Ridgewood still not out of striking distance by any means. This goes back into what I always say about the organized chaos aspect, Shannon, because you look around the track and you still got other athletes, warming up, getting ready for their own personal events.
Yeah, and if you notice, you'll get coaches on the back stretch, encouraging runners, then you'll have their teammates over in the corner trying to encourage them. And it's just, you just want your teammate to keep that same pace, not lose any of that pace, but still want to have enough so you can maybe throw a little push in there for the last 100 meters.
Yeah, that last 100 meters, such an important 100 meters if everybody stays within striking distance.
Nice crowd starting to fill in here.
Certainly is a great crowd on hand, and we expect more to be filing in as the day rolls on. Could not ask for better weather. Steubenville Catholic Central out in front. St. Clairsville going to be making it close at the line again. Next handoff upcoming, Indian Valley in third, Ridgewood in fourth. Third handoff upcoming for this opening girls 4x800 relay. It's kind of where you start seeing that strategy now pay off almost at that midway point of the race. Because if you're putting in maybe some better or faster runners, I should say, might really start paying off here if they can really reel them back in. But if your third runner is one of your quicker pace or has one of their quicker paces, that could make it a nightmare for other teams.
And if you look at the two out front, the St. Clairsville girl and the girl from Steubenville Catholic Central, they kind of just got the nice stride, nice pace going on. The girl from Indian Valley, who's back about 50 meters, is pushing a lot harder because she wants to try to get back up to them, but she also got to watch she don't run herself out of energy. She's still got another lap to go, and but she wants to get close enough to give her teammate a chance.
So it still remains Steubenville Catholic Central, St. Clairsville, Indian Valley, then Ridgewood. Down the front stretch, lap number 1 for the third leg. Girls high jump over in turns 1 and 2. Bar moving up a little bit more.
And as you can see, Indian Valley's knocked it down to about 25 meters now, so she's done a nice job.
Has tightened up a bit more as they complete that first lap.
And that's Bailey Herbert for Indian Valley as she's really closed the gap. And I believe Harsey will be the last runner for him. Be Rowan Harsey.
shot put and discus ongoing on the left side of the stadium away from us. We'll get you the distances, or the top distances, when they become available. See the boys already lining up down on the left side too, Shannon. Not going to be wasting any time to get to their event.
No, they're raring to go, as Herbert has now taken over second place and got her eyes set on the leader.
Coming into turns 3 and 4 as it is Indian Valley trying to push in front. Last handoff upcoming. Into turn 4, it's Indian Valley now. Now down the front stretch, Steubenville Catholic Central recaptures the lead.
Yeah, like I said, Herbert did a great job getting the lead. She lost it just a little bit, but she's got to fight the main through right here. Don't want to lose too much distance, but she did an outstanding job closing up that 100-meter gap.
Final handoff as we will start off this final leg of the 4x800. A quick moving 4x800 so far.
Yeah, like I said, Indian Valley coming up with the number 1 seed at 11 minutes and 2 seconds, and they were followed by St. Clairsville with 11 minutes and 12 seconds, and then Steubenville Catholic Central with 11:13. So, and right there, they're first, second, and third.
Ridgewood also out there coming up to complete their last handoff. Catholic Central currently holds, what's your guess, Shannon, about a 10-meter lead right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing, 10 to 15 meters. I mean, Harsey's just got to stay right there. Let her know you're there. You want to put a little bit of pressure on her, maybe make the leader feel uncomfortable, but if you're the leader, your job is to block that out and run your own race.
I was going to say, you also can't outpace yourself either, because if you push too hard too early, well, then you have nothing for the finish. Pretty much exactly where it was when in the final handoff as we come down the front stretch heading towards the final lap. Shoulder to shoulder, Steubenville Catholic Central and Indian Valley. Also, don't count out St. Clairsville. They've kind of closed up the gap a little bit on this final leg.
Yeah, this is going to be a 400 race right here. It's going to come down to it, to who can push the hardest and get through, and who's going to save enough for that last 100 meters.
Well, you mentioned a NASCAR race. We don't track lead changes here, but there's been a whole bunch of them during this race.
Yeah, they've done a nice job, and thankfully we haven't had a caution yet.
I don't think we have that flag available.
Harsey making another push over there.
Down the back stretch now, nearly shoulder and shoulder again. Also, want to give a big thanks to Top Notch Auto for supporting today's presentation of high school track and field on our YouTube channel. Top Notch Auto, Shannon, you can find them right here in Janayton Hutton.
Yeah, Top Notch Auto is one of those places. They do a little bit of everything. They do some diesel work. They do some, fuel injectors. They do all kinds of stuff. And
out of turn 4, down the front stretch. Steubenville Catholic Central out in front. Indian Valley trying to push. Catholic Central widening it out a bit. Looks like she's got the better pace. Down to the final 50 meters. Catholic Central is going to open things up with a victory in the girls 4x800. Great time for them.
Yeah, she did a nice job. Kept her pace just enough, wouldn't let Harsey kind of get by her. And then, like I said, pulled away right there at the end. Got her by about 5 or 10 meters. So outstanding race between those two young ladies.
So coming up next, it looks like it's going to be, thought they were going to have the boys 4x800.
Yeah,
they're going to have the boys 4x800. They slow walk down to the starting line.
I don't know if they realize there's still another running coming behind them, so hopefully they know to stay in the inside or the lane 2.
And that's the official just noticed that. Great officials always with the track and field events here in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, and if you're out of high school and you're looking for something to do in your spare time and you did sports in high school, or if you didn't do sports in high school, you just love sports in general, the OHSAA is always looking for extra officials. I know they're getting ready to hold some classes for football and cross country and volleyball, so that's something you could look into. They're always looking for some enthusiastic people to continue this.
One really cool thing is, especially if you are a former track and field athlete, Great way to give back to a sport that you love.
Yeah, and that's what we always say about football. If you was one of those players that when you were young and dumb and you were mouthy to officials, now you get to come back and let somebody be mouthy to you.
Now, there are listed here 7 boys teams, but we'll see how many actually are competing. As I believe I only see, oh, nope, I take that back. It is a full 7 who are out there. Lane 1, St. Clairsville. Lane 2, Garraway. Lane 3, Barnesville. Lane 4, Steubenville Catholic Central. Lane 5, John Glenn. Lane 6, Indian Valley. And Lane 7, Harrison Central. So it is going to be a full docket.
In the pole vault, the bar is at 11 feet, and there are 7 competitors left.
So we just heard that the pole vault bar is now set at 11 feet, and I believe they said 7 competitors left.
I think that is what they said. Always appreciate that update. Do have the official results from the girls 4x800. Boy, that was quick. That was Indian Valley who had the top seed coming in, but Steubenville Catholic Central with a 10:47.94, their new best. Indian Valley close behind also set their new best at a 10:48.54. Very nice opening race, opening event.
Yeah, and I believe, didn't you say Steubenville Catholic had?
They came in with an 11:13.
But, I mean, they had 5 girls running.
So they might have just figured something out there.
Yeah, so I don't know if they have the actual girls' names on the.
Let me figure that out for you.
If they got it on mile split, because we would like to, tell you who the 4 girls were for sure, but they had 5 girls listed on the program that we were given.
And they do have it listed. So that was the team of Clara Anderson, Monica Bolster, Zoe Wise, and Magdalene Crosby, who set that new record. That's a betterment about 25, 26 seconds. Not so bad.
Yeah, so nice job by those young ladies for putting in a performance. Nice job by the coaches to make sure they were ready.
In the opening, St. C out in front, Garraway behind, Barnesville in third. First competitors rounded out lap number 1. Could make a guess as to where the high jump and the pole vault are set at, but let's be honest, Shannon, we're going to get that wrong.
Yeah, we're not that good with our eyes.
As long as we don't say anything about 35 feet, right?
So with the boys, I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but St. Clairsville comes in with an 8:45 best. Garraway with an 8:47. We don't have any runners listed for them. Barnesville with an 8:49. Steubenville Catholic Central with a 9:08. John Glenn with a 9:21. Indian Valley with a 9:30, and Harrison Central with a 9:52. So we're in for a race up front. As if you go off of just the PRs, the first 3 teams are only separated by 4 seconds, or just less than 4 seconds.
Well, with St. Clairsville and Garraway, the 2 top-seeded teams, no surprise, they are currently out in front. Steubenville Catholic Central in third, not far behind. First handoff, second leg upcoming, or going on right now, I should say. Coming up, as we see the middle school track and field athletes coming out on the front stretch, they'll be helping set out the hurdles, so we'll have hurdle events upcoming. That's like a requirement if you're a part of the middle school track team, isn't it?
Yep, and that's like at every school. If you're a middle school track athlete, when the high schoolers have an event, you have to work it. And if you're a high schooler and whenever the middle school has an event, you have to stay and work it. So that's how they get some of the volunteers. There's a lot of parents here volunteering too, and staff members and booster club members. It takes a lot of volunteers to do track meets, and all the athletic directors will tell you, the more volunteers, the easier it is on everyone.
I'm sure that a lot of those middle school, and for that matter, the high school track athletes would say, no, we're being voluntold. You can't call it volunteered.
Yeah, they get fed. They get some pizza and stuff. So, I mean, it's not like you got anything better to do.
Those throwers really like that, right?
Yeah.
The pizza reward. You know, we still haven't ever gotten to that conclusion. We joked and said that we need to have a 4x100 Big Z sports team, but let's be honest, we need to have a throwing team, but we could also take bets as who's the first to tear a rotator cuff.
Well, or who's the first just to go down because they already have one torn.
It's between you and Adam, probably. Pack of three still out in front as Garraway takes the lead over from St. C. Steubenville Catholic Central right behind. That pack of three has really spread things out, and they have not separated at all in this race so far.
No, as you can see right now, two of them have really kind of stepped up their stride a little bit. They're going to try to get a little bit of distance to get those handoffs in, but they're just they're all three right there so tight together.
Garraway spreading it out a little bit down the front stretch, heading into the second handoff for leg number 3.
Yeah, as you can see, the Steubenville Catholic kid, he moved out so he can find out where his guy is. He's got to hand off to. He didn't want no confusion. He's like, just let me get in the line and get to you.
All about that strategy side of it, just something that they're more comfortable with.
These three guys come out, and they just set a pace real quick.
John Glenn, Barnesville, Harrison Central, Indian Valley, the running order for the rest of them. On the backstretch, it's Garraway who has widened out the lead quite a bit. Team of Garraway, as you mentioned, Shannon, we did not have any athlete names listed on the starting list, that is. So Pirates, who had the second highest seed, doing a great job so far, just going to try to hold on for 3 more laps.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they have them listed on the app whenever the results come in, but like you said, right now they're not worried about who gets recognized. They're worried about that win at the end.
Try to get you some, whenever we get the final scores and such, we'll pass those on to you. Normally we have Adam around to help us out with the posting on social media. I'm not sure how much of that we'll be able to get done today.
We had a young man that wanted to be an intern down there.
There you go. Well, there's an early start for him.
I could turn him loose with my phone for a little bit.
Yeah. Wait, I thought he was competing today.
then next thing I know, I'll be wondering why all these Amazon deliveries are going to a different address. I don't know.
That's why you get 2-factor authentication in there, man. Every single time. You either have a code or like your fingerprint. Haven't you learned this by now? You got kids at home. You should know that.
They got more control than I got.
Final handoff upcoming as Garraway has really stretched out their lead about a full turn as they're in the front stretch with St. C entering turn 4. Boy, right out of the blocks, you knew that this was going to be a race that could be tight up front. But really, all 3 runners for the Pirates right now have showed off really strong. Indian Valley kind of getting a tough start there and still well behind. Speaking of getting out of the blocks quickly, quite the pace for the Pirates to start leg number 4.
Yeah, like I said, they might have went with that strategy. Hey, we're going to start with the guy that, I wouldn't say runs the slowest time, but out of the 4, and then finish with the guy that has the fastest 800. Because man, he said he's really took off. He just put a lap on the Indian Valley runner.
Third and final call for the girls 100-meter hurdles.
Hurdles will be upcoming, so a little more fast-paced action coming up here in a bit as those field events still ongoing in the background there as the runners going through 3 and 4 and down the front stretch. Final handoff for Indian Valley and Garraway in their final lap. Also part of the strategy too, Shannon, when you start with this 4x800, if you're a team, you might have a strong runner who's much stronger in a later event who also runs this event, and you're going to tell them, hey, yeah, we wouldn't mind a podium finish here, but don't push it too hard. Just get yourself warmed up.
Yeah, well, that's just it right there. Just don't lose us any distance. Go out there, run a good stride, keep us in contention, because you might have a guy right now that's got to turn around and run another event in 3 events.
Yeah, and after running a full 800, might just be a little bit winded. Out of turn number 4, it's going to be Garraway who picks up the win. Now St. C and Steubenville Catholic Central entering turn number 3, about shoulder and shoulder. So it's going to be a fight for second. We'll see what the Pirates' time looks like as they wrap it up. Steubenville Catholic Central turning on the afterburners down the front stretch. Looks like they're going to take home second. Very, very strong start for Steubenville.
Yeah, Steubenville looking to get some points on both the girls' and boys' side.
Hurdle events upcoming. As we always say, get subscribed to the Big Z Sports YouTube channel and never miss out on any of the broadcasts that we have. Speaking of those broadcasts, coming up.
Second call for the boys 110-meter hurdles.
I think it's Monday. We'll be right back down here.
Well, tomorrow there's a special presentation of high school softball. New Philadelphia hosting Conotton Valley from Tuscarora.
Guess I didn't.
I think it might be Monday that you and I are back here.
I didn't realize we had a game tomorrow.
Well, no, not you and I.
No, but I just haven't looked at the calendar. But you're saying special presentation, so.
Well, it's a matinee presentation
Maybe.
on Saturday.
Is it because Bill Morgan's on the call? That's why it's special?
I don't actually know who is on the call. I just know it's not you or me. I know that for sure.
I hope it's not me because I won't be there.
Now I got to take a look. It is Mr. Bill Morgan who's on the call. I swear, Bill, I didn't tell Shannon to say that.
As the girls' hurdles are up.
Shannon's got the official start list.
Yeah, and there'll be 2 heat races. The first heat race will have Ellie Holbrook from Indian Valley, Lily Hoffman from John Glenn, and Kim Eckelberry from Harrison Central. Coming into this one, the favorite is Gianna Miles of Indian Valley with a 16:27. And then Ava Crum, who we had down here last year from St. Clairsville, she's at a 16:36. So those two right there are about a half second faster than the rest of the field. But then you'll be followed up by Ava Leisure from Barnesville with a 17:02 and Tegan Walworth of John Glenn with a 17:05. So we're in for a pretty good hurdles race. But we'll have 3 girls, like I said, in the first heat, and then we'll have 8 girls in the second heat.
Yeah, and those gaps, you know, we're talking about obviously more sizable distances or differences in the times, you know, when it comes to distance events. But for these ones, you know, we're talking the matter of a tenth of a second that can make a huge big deal.
You clip one hurdle. If you clip a hurdle right at the beginning and it takes you 2 or 3 hurdles to get it back, you're in trouble.
Underway in heat number 1 down the middle as it looks like it's going to be John Glenn out in front. Nearly neck and neck for second. Still out in front for the Muskies. Clearing the final hurdle and bringing home the victory in heat number 1.
Yeah, and you got to remember, these girls' times get thrown in with the other girls the next race. So the young lady that just won this, that time might move her up to 4th or 5th. So you can't worry about just beating those 2 girls behind you. You got to put in your best performance to help your team get max points.
Well, with the 8 lanes, Barnesville has 2 athletes running in this one, Shannon. Sydney Frederick in lane 1 from Buckeye Trail, Avery Bliss and Ava Leisure, lanes 2 and 3 for Barnesville. Gianna Miles, lane 4, Ava Crum, lane 5. For St. Clairsville, Tegan Walworth from John Glenn, Reagan Filipovich, I hope I'm saying that right, from St. Clairsville, and Tegan Parks in lane 8 nearest to us from Harrison Central. I guarantee you I butchered poor Reagan's last name, and I apologize.
And this is where we do our usual public service announcement. We try our best with your last names, but we are sorry.
We are to err is to human, that kind of thing.
I might tell my wife and daughters I'm perfect, but boy, am I far from perfect.
You got to sell it, even if you don't believe it.
Well, if you ask my wife, she'll tell you that I believe it.
Athletes getting set. Girls 100-meter hurdles. We are underway in heat number 2. Out in front early in the middle, it is Gianna Miles from Indian Valley. Right beside her, though, Ava Crum from St. Clairsville. They are shoulder to shoulder. 3 more hurdles to go. Still Miles and Crum At the line, going to be close, and we're going to see between Miles and Crum who's going to get the edge.
I'm going to go with Miles. I think getting those last 2 hurdles first might have gave her just enough. As Crum put a great effort in right there at the finish line. It might come down to who got the lean first.
Well, in terms of the seating, it was 0.9 of a second in seating, and you know what? That might have been about 0.9 of a second in finishing close to each other, probably even closer than that. So now the boys' 110-meter hurdles.
Yeah, in the first heat race, we're going to have lane 3 will be Gavin Lawrence from John Glenn. Lane 4 will be Phoenix Graham of Burnsville. Lane 5 will be Jordan Brothers from John Glenn, and lane 6 will be Chaz Culbertson of Harrison Central.
Bring you the official times when those do get posted. Might have to go back to the old still shot to figure out who won that last race.
And listen, if you got somebody that's in the other room, they got about 30 seconds to get back in the room, because that second heat race, you're going to get to see 2 of the better kids in the state running this race. As you'll have Braxton Barnett from Shenandoah and Carson Hostetler from Indian Valley. Last year it was a race that went neck and neck, and I think coming into the
what's horrifying is that's not even the best event for either of them.
Yeah, no, the 300 hurdles will be the race. But Barnett, right now in the 110 hurdles, he sits 8th in the state of Ohio across all divisions, and he's 1st in Division 4. Carson Hostetler is 18th in the state of Ohio, and he's 6th in Division 3. Then you got Bo Rinks of Harrison Central. He's 1st in the East District A, and he's 3rd in his region. So, I mean, you got a lot of guys right now in that second heat race. T.C. Cannon has really come on for Indian Valley. He's in that second heat race as well. So it's going to be a race for the win and for valuable team points.
Hurdles getting set, almost ready to go for the initial heat for the boys' 110-meter. Gavin Lawrence from John Glenn will be on the lane closest to the infield. That's lane 3. Phoenix Graham, lane 4 from Burnsville. Lane 5, Jordan Brothers from John Glenn, and Chaz Culbertson, lane 6 for Harrison Central.
Yeah, I never really paid attention to the hurdles till my nephew ran a couple years ago, and the bishop from our church, Tom Claxon, has been a long-time hurdle coach down here at Indian Valley. He's taken multiple kids to state, and watching him work with these hurdles and talking about how that trail leg, they got to learn to snap it down faster. And if you watch, you'll see the fast kids, when they go over those hurdles, they just put those feet right back down. And you kind of look at the slower kids when they come over, it's just kind of like they're just kind of lunging over the hurdle.
It's what you and I would be doing.
Ours
would be a slow climb up and over.
Mine would be a slow climb up and over, knock it down, get my balance, go to the next one. But it's a work of art to watch these fast kids, and it's really impressive to watch them when they are at the state tournament.
Of course, field events still ongoing in the background. And we are underway for heat number 1. Boys 110-meter hurdles. It's Phoenix Graham of Barnesville in lane 4 who's out in front. Graham has a little bit of distance now on both John Glenn runners in Lawrence and Brothers. Lawrence and Brothers fighting for second. Graham across the final hurdle. He'll cross the line. Looks like it's going to be Lawrence second, Brothers third, with Culbertson from Harrison Central rounding it out. Up next, your fast heat. Lane 1, Colt Detling from Barnesville. Lane 2, Maverick Lockard from Ridgewood. Lane 3, Bo Rinks from Harrison Central. Lane 4, Braxton Barnett from Shenandoah. Lane 5, Carson Hostetler of Indian Valley. Lane 6, T.C. Cannon from Indian Valley. Lucas Causey from St. Clairsville's in lane 7. And lane 8 is Noah Locke, also of the Red Devils.
Yeah, and if you're a coach right now and you have more competition, that's when you hope your guys don't false start. You get all amped up when you're ready to go, and if you got a guy that is slow on the gun, you might jump early.
And an event like this that's over in just the blink of an eye, too, that whole shot is just so very important, getting out of the blocks as quickly as possible, as long as you don't fault.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that's anticipating this as they've moved closer to the fence. You got the guys down at the finish line have got closer to the fence. Like that Coach Slusser standing down there. These guys know athletes when they see them, and they're all looking forward to this race.
Well, Sluss knows Hostetler from the football field and says, yeah, I've seen that speed up close and personal. Runners taking their marks. Runners now come set. Underway. Look out for the middle lanes between Barnett and Hostetler. They're out in front. It's Barnett with a step on Hostetler. Barnett out in front from Shenandoah. Hostetler about a half step behind. And it will be Barnett at the line who's going to capture the win in the 110. We'll get you the official times here shortly. They were only separated by a tenth of a second coming in the seating. And honestly, not far off at the finish in terms of that timing for that 10th second difference.
Yeah, and if you go back and you watch the replay of that, and I know the coaches will watch the replay of that, I think T.C. Cannon from Indian Valley got out of the blocks the fastest. He just didn't have the pace to hang with them after they got past the first couple hurdles. On my view, it looked like Cannon might have got out early, but just an outstanding race between those two.
100-meter dash for the girls upcoming. 3 different heats for this. The boys will also have 3 heats upcoming. Get you those starting lists momentarily. Little precursor to the 300-meter hurdle race upcoming.
So the girls' 100 meters, there will be 3 heat races. The first one, let's see here, will be 3 girls in that one. Lane 3 will be Riley Gizzy, Buckeye Trail. Kiana McGuire from Indian Valley and Lindsay Kaiser from Barnesville, and Riley from Buckeye Trail. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name.
Still awaiting on the official times for the boys 4x800s and the 100-meter hurdles as we are underway in heat number 1, girls 100-meter dash. Out in front, it's Indian Valley, Barnesville. Right beside, going to be a close finish at the line. Final 10 meters. And going to be a real tight finish. I think it might have been Barnesville and Kaiser there from lane number 5 who might have got your win on the starting or the first heat.
I have some results for you. It's girls 4x8, 4th place.
Section 2, Teresa Bannister from Steubenville Catholic Central. Lane 3, Gemma Weigel from Steubenville Catholic Central. Lane 4, Presley Mellett from St. Clairsville. Lane 5, A.J. Empeno from Barnesville. Madison Taylor, lane 6 from Harrison Central. Lane 7, Cecilia Maldonado from John Glenn. Starting list for heat number 2.
As we can see, the pole vault still going on over there. The girls' high jump has concluded. So the boys' pole vault, not sure what it's up to right now.
It's up there a decent ways, but there's a familiar face here with a name that you're going to recognize if you're coming to this event, standing over there by the pole vault pit, which we can see him in the red polo.
Yeah, the guy that this is named after, and it's named after him and his wife, longtime coaches here, Buzz Bell and Diane Bell, just outstanding coaches here at Indian Valley and educators.
Heat number 2 in the middle, it's Mellett from St. Clairsville. And Penno from Barnesville pushing at the end, but it's going to be Mellett all the way from the hole shot. Got to get the win for St. Clairsville in heat number 2. See what their times look like. Your fast heat in the girls' 100-meter dash. Lane 1, Autumn Kritzer from Buckeye Trail. Lane 2, Aria McDaniel from Indian Valley. Kaylee Gibson's in lane 3 from John Glenn. Jalen McQueen from Ridgewood. Lane number 4, she's got your top-seeded time. Alexa Jones from Garraway, lane 5. Leanna Scott from Harrison Central, lane 6. Lane number 7 is Olivia McKeever from St. Clairsville. And lane number 8, Ayana Masters of Ridgewood. Girls fast heat getting lined up for the 100-meter dash. We mentioned a lot of great sponsors making this possible, and of course all of our spring sponsors who are on throughout the season, whether it's baseball, softball, or track and field, are integral parts to that, which we'll tell you all about here coming up in just a little bit. Right down the middle, it's McQueen in lane number 4 with a big lead. McQueen getting pushed by Jones on the inside, but all the way to the line. McQueen had it won right out of the blocks.
Yeah, McQueen, she's just a really good athlete down at Ridgewood. Every sport that she does, she's at the top of her game, and watching her run that race right there, that was pretty incredible.
She came in with a top-seeded time of a 12.66. We'll see how her time stacks up against that. Those sponsors I was talking about, Right Mark Roofing, the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency, and the Kime Company, integral parts to our spring season this year. If you own a business or any kind of building with those commercial flat roofs, Right Mark is the first place you should call. Any of your custom woodworking needs, you already know the Kime Company can help you out. And you got to insure one of those when you have them, right? If you have a building like that, that's when you can call the Tusk Insurance Agency.
Listen, right now it's springtime, and Mother's Day's coming up, and I hear a lot of women wanting those outdoor raised gardens and planters.
Raised flower beds.
Raised flower beds. Hit up the Kime Company. They might even have blueprints there they can help you out with and get you all the lumber. And trust me, it only takes a couple hours to put one together.
Underway, first heat for the boys, 100 meter. There are 3 heats of these. It's John Glenn and Barnesville. Anthony Machusko from John Glenn, Phoenix Graham from Barnesville. And boy, I'll go ahead and let you figure out who was the one out in front as they both crossed the line.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to guess that. I was trying to look up.
Their seated time, by the way, was only 0.05 away from each other.
I was trying to look up some information on Buzz Bell because I'm pretty sure he competed in an outdoor pole vault event. At his age, he's still competing in the pole vault.
He did, and I can't remember. He did really well.
I was thinking he won it for his age group, but,
We're not going to share his age group, though.
No, we just know he's been around a long time. And he's a very good coach at what he does, and he'll help any. I've seen kids from other schools when they're pole vaulting, somebody will video them, and then they'll take that camera over to Coach Bell and show it to him, and he'll tell them, listen, you got to turn your hands this way, or you got to do this, or you got to back your marks up. He loves that sport so much that he will help anybody.
Heat 2. Full race here. Chase Byers from Harrison Central, lane 1. Darian Williams from St. Clairsville, lane 2. Lane 3, Tyler Stephen of Indian Valley. Lane 4 of Shenandoah, it's Josiah Roberts. Lane 5, Haven Ralston from Steubenville Catholic Central. Ian McLean, I think it's McLean, in lane 6 of St. Clairsville. Colton Dobson of Steubenville Catholic Central. And then it's Hunter Rossiter from Shenandoah, lane 8. And Ian from St. Clairsville. I'm sure I butchered that last name. I apologize. Underway in heat number 2. And the whole shot out in front. It is the 2 St. Clairsville runners in McLean and Williams. Lane number 2 looks like it's Darian Williams who's going to capture the win in heat 2. We'll get you the official times from some of these other events that have wrapped up. Haven't seen them updated on mile split, but we'll go get you printouts here momentarily. In the fast heat for the boys 100 meters, Seth Shy of Garraway, lane 1. Briar Ford, lane 2 of Ridgewood. Connor Egan of Buckeye Trail, lane number 3. Lane 4 is Reese St. Clair of Indian Valley, your top-seeded runner at a 10.99. Jacob Keto, Harrison Central, lane 5. Micah Yoder in lane 6 from Garraway. Trey Tolliver from Barnesville in lane 7. And lane 8 is Shane O'Brien of John Glenn.
Yeah, coming into this one, Reese St. Clair, he's 13th in Division III and 5th in his region with the fastest time. Jacob Keto of Harrison Central, he's 2nd in East District A. Reese St. Clair was, I guess, is 3rd in East District B. There's 2 different districts for the track. Logan Wentz, he's 1st in his East District in Division IV.
Which Wentz not appearing today in this 100 meter.
Oh, I thought I heard you say his name.
Briar Ford is in for Ridgewood. You made me take a double take because I'm thinking, how did I miss Wentz's name? Runners taking their marks. Going to be another quick heat here from Janaten Hutton. Underway. In the middle, it's St. Clair out in front. St. Clair's got some pressure on from the inside from Ford. St. Clair a couple steps on him, and he'll take it away at the line. It's Ford and Keto close for second.
Yeah, outstanding job by Reese St. Clair right there. He's put in a lot of work to get ready for this track season. I know he did indoor track and went and did, I think he was over maybe Virginia Beach earlier this year or something like that. So just outstanding job by St. Clair. Got out of the blocks quick and never looked back.
So the girls 4x200 is upcoming.
Lane 4, Bridgewood. Lane 5, Indian Valley. 6, St. Clairsville. 7.
Only one heat for the girls 4x2.
Is Harrison Central.
Not sure if you could hear it in the background, but Steubenville Catholic Central Lane 1, Barnesville Lane 2, Lane 3 is John Glenn, Ridgewood Lane 4, Lane 5 Indian Valley, Lane 6 St. Clairsville, Garraway Lane 7, and Harrison Central will be Lane 8.
Indian Valley. 6th place, Adams, St. Clairsville. 5th place, Strebler from Buckeye Trail. 4th place, Welch, Barnesville. 3rd place, Schwartz from Garraway. 2nd place, Barr from John Glenn. And 1st place from Harrison Central was Lillian Smith with a
Waiting for the girls 4x200 to get started. Now, your 3 total handoffs, but each athlete only having to run a half of the track in this event. Now, how many of these athletes, though, when I say only a half of the track, are saying, yeah, you go out there and do a dead sprint for 200 meters?
And this is where it's tough because you probably got some kids that just ran this 100 that you could use on your 4x200 team, but they might not be fully rested up and ready to go. So the coaches, they got to have multiple athletes that can do multiple things.
For St. Clairsville, or pardon me, not St. Clairsville, for Ridgewood, the top seeded team with a 147.6. But they have 8 different athletes who are listed for this. They've had a lot of different girls run the 4x200 this year. All about getting that right combination in order. Officials making sure the starting blocks are placed in the right positions. Only a handful of athletes still on the long jump pit over there, Shannon. Girls long jump.
This is the 3rd and final call for the boys.
You know, we notice a very nice T-shirt on the infield, too, for one of the athletes.
Yeah, Rowan Placine walking around representing Big Z Sports down there today. Appreciate Rowan for doing that.
Well, he just wanted to twin with me and Logan McPeak from Claxon Communications because we both got the same Big Z Sports shirt on.
It's either that or he was smart enough to know he was going to be walking down there on that hot AstroTurf. And
he wanted white.
He wanted white on. I seen a McInturf Realty player of the game shirt walking by me earlier, but not sure which school it was from or what sport it was from, but it was off in the distance.
Those have made their rounds. We don't know where they end up half the time now.
Well, to tell you how far back it goes, and I don't know if you was working at Big Z then. I think it was right when I first come on and started helping them. I was at Dick's Sporting Goods not too long ago and seen somebody wearing one of the old sweatshirts they used to give away that said player of the week on it or something like that.
That was before my time. I think first shirts I remember were 2019, maybe.
Yeah, the sweatshirts they actually gave out before they actually went back to doing live play-by-play games.
So a few years ago.
Yeah, everybody wants one of our shirts. They love our shirts.
We should see, I have a whole section of my closet that is nothing but the old ones that are outdated now that we had extras left over for. So you'd think I'm doing pretty good. I'm getting player of the game for, 7 straight years.
That's how I ended up with this shirt on today. I was digging through the closet looking for a T-shirt, and I'm like, oh, I'll just wear that polo. It's nice and thin.
It's kind of jarring to see Shannon wear something different than the normal polo that he wears for Big Z sporting events.
Well, I knew I was going to be up here, and the sun was beating down, so I'm like, I can't wear that black one today.
You didn't take any of the sunscreen, though.
Nah, sunscreen don't help me.
You're going to tell the redhead up here that sunscreen doesn't help?
It helps you a little bit. We'll both be burnt.
Fair enough. Girls 4x200 is underway. Things look spread out down that back stretch, but once we get this first handoff and they come around out of turn number 4, going to be a lot clearer picture. But right now, it would appear that St. Clairsville in lane 6 maybe has just a bit of an edge on everybody else. However, all about this initial handoff.
It's hard to explain to track people that's never done it or watched it about the staggered lanes, and they're like, well, she's way out in front. I'm like, yeah, but the one that's back further handed off first, so that means they got to the zone first, like, and then you don't figure it out till the front stretch.
It is Ridgewood and St. Clairsville and Garraway all across the board, pretty much neck and neck. Ridgewood gets the handoff first. Indian Valley now with the great handoff, and they slot into second. Ridgewood is your top-seeded team at a 147.6, coming down the backstretch, heading towards their final exchange.
Yeah, Ridgewood. We got to see Ridgewood already this year down at the Milburn Relays, and they are extremely fast in this event.
No kidding, is out of turn number 3. And Indian Valley with a bobble on the handoff now. Going to be close for second. Out in front, it's Bice from Ridgewood down the front stretch, completely uncontested.
Yeah, right now, if you're the teams in second, third, and fourth, you're fighting for valuable team points.
It's Indian Valley and St. Clairsville. St. Clairsville reeling it back in, looking for a second-place finish. In the final 10, it's going to be Indian Valley who will get second, but Ridgewood, another dominant performance.
Yeah, that was just outstanding fast. They did a great job on their handoffs. No, from where we're standing, really no bobbles on the handoff. So and that's what you got to have. You got to have clean hands in order to make that relay run on all cylinders.
In section 1, lane 3 is Indian Valley.
Coming up, it is the boys 4x200, 2 different heats that we have upcoming. And Shannon, I'll ask you while I go through the starting list for these 2 races. Do you want to ask if we've got some official times over there in the press box?
Yeah, I was getting ready to double check real quick to see if it.
Oh, no, I just did. That's why I was asking.
Yep, I'll walk in and see if I can.
I would say Shannon's going into the air conditioning, but fortunately the press box not air conditioned either. I was saying this almost feels like a early season football game in the weather out here today. But we appreciate that it's the fact that no rain or anything like that. Sure, that will be coming back sooner rather than later with it being spring here in Ohio. And the boys 4x200, heat number 1, your starting list. Lane 3 is Indian Valley. Lane 4 of Buckeye Trail and lane 5 of Shenandoah. There'll be 6 teams competing in heat number 2. Same kind of setup, of course, as the girls 4x200, in which every athlete running a half of the track. Still to come, the girls and boys 1600s, the 4x100s, 400, 300-meter hurdles, 800, 200, 3200, and the 4x400 to round out today's events. Boys high jump ongoing in turns 1 and 2. Pole vault for the boys still ongoing as well. Not sure how many more athletes have to go on those events, but bring you those updated heights here in a little bit. Daniel Adams down there working hard at the high jump. Of course, Dan helping out with Big Z Sports when he can. We always appreciate his work, and if there's somebody who loves track and field, it's definitely Big Dan. 12, at least the list that we did have, 12 different teams that were listed, and we now have those updated times. Look at that, Shannon.
Yeah, it was Just a little error in there, and they were thankful that we come in and brought it to their attention. They was able to correct it real quick. So they got a lot going on in there in the press box. They got to put all the times in by hand and all that stuff, and they got multiple people in there announcing stuff. And
this is why we tell you, if you want to lend a helping hand, they will be happy to have you around, because there's a lot of moving parts that make these track events go.
And then you also got, they like to get those in because coaches are standing down there at the finish line. And they can come up and they can protest the finish. If there was one that was close, they can protest stuff, and then they'll go to the video camera that's down there. And so, they want to make sure everything's done in a timely manner.
So for the boys 4x800, Garraway will get the 10 team points, 8:46.38. Fantastic finish for them. Steubenville Catholic Central, second place with a 9:02.68. St. Clairsville places third with a 9:08.51. Harrison Central fourth, John Glenn fifth, Barnesville sixth, and Indian Valley seventh as we're underway in the first heat for the boys 4x200. Barnesville, Buckeye Trail, and Indian Valley, Buckeye Trail, and Shenandoah. I saw the green and automatically went with Barnesville. It's the wrong shade of green. First handoff going to be really close coming down the front stretch here between the Indian Valley and Shenandoah teams. It is Shenandoah who's got the edge heading into the second exchange. On this relay team, at least he's run it so at some point this year, is Braxton Barnett for Shenandoah. Not sure if he's out there for today. I think he actually might be your anchor there, Shannon. Looks like he's standing over there in turn 3.
Yeah, Indian Valley had to slow down right there to wait for the handoff. That's something you don't understand. The guy that's taking off, if he's ready to go, and if the guy coming in to hand off, if he slows down just a half a step, it just kind of throws everything off. But Indian Valley making a nice gain right there. They got to the handoff first.
They did, and in turn 3, it's Indian Valley out in front. Barnesville, though, pushing hard on the outside. Into turn number 4, coming down the front stretch. And I believe that is Barnett for Shenandoah, who's got him out in front. It will be Barnesville who captures the win in heat number 1. Heat number 2, I take that back. I don't think that was Mr. Barnett, but we can't tell from up here.
I'll give you some girls' discus scores if they have went final. And Lillian Smith of Harrison Central gets the 10 team points with a throw of 107 feet, 10 inches. Brenlin Barr of John Glenn was second. Quinn Swartz of Garraway was third. Lydia Welch, Barnesville was fourth. Kristen Strebler of Buckeye Trail was fifth. Olivia Adams from St. Clairsville was sixth. Michaela Krieger of Indian Valley was seventh, and picking up the last team point was Nora Thomas of Indian Valley. So congratulations to Lillian Smith with a throw of 107 feet, 10 inches.
I don't even know if you and I can walk that far.
I might use a golf cart.
John Glenn, lane 2, lane 3, Garraway. Ridgewood in lane 4, lane 5, Harrison Central. Barnesville in lane 6, and St. Clairsville in lane 7. Some other results from previous events. In the girls' 100-meter hurdles, getting the 10 team points and picking up the overall victory was Gianna Miles of Indian Valley with a 16:45. Ava Crum from St. Clairsville second with a 16:52. Then it's 2 Shamrocks who placed third and fourth, and Ava Leisure and Avery Bliss. Tegan Walrath with a 5th place finish for John Glenn. Tegan Parks of Harrison Central in 6th.
Whoa, you done with those ones?
I am, as you have something over there.
Yeah, I'll jump over to the girls' high jump. Is Sadie Gardensky of John Glenn picks up the 10 team points with a jump of 5 feet 2 inches. Olivia Smollery from Barnesville was second. Lily Cecil of Indian Valley was third. Allison Volk of Indian Valley, or St. Clairsville, was fourth. Mary Rode of Steubenville Catholic Central was fifth. Brelange Snag of Barnesville was sixth. Seventh was Emmy McKinney of Indian Valley, and picking up the last team paint was Harley McGabe of John Glenn.
Boys 110-meter hurdles, Braxton Barnett of Shenandoah with a 14:31 for the 10-team points. Carson Hostetler of Indian Valley gets 8 points with a 14:58. Bo Rinks from Harrison Central with a 15:82 in third. T.C. Cannon fourth with a 16:38 from Indian Valley. Fifth is Maverick Lockard from Ridgewood. 14 points for him with a 16:44.
And that is a new Bell Legacy record with that 14:31. The old record was set by Carson Hostetler last year at a 14:68, so Barnett is the new record holder for the Bell Legacy.
3/10 he set that record by. Second heat, boys 4x200. Now underway on the initial handoff and leading things down the front stretch. Looks like it is the Harrison Central team, but St. Clairsville right beside them. Ridgewood currently sitting in third, Barnesville fourth, John Glenn fifth, Caraway sixth. Next handoff, all important. Clean pretty much across the board, but getting a good jump off in the middle is Harrison Central. Still pretty tight race down the backstretch, heading towards the final exchange. Harrison Central way out in front, and we have a drop and a bobble there in the middle for Ridgewood. So the team from Harrison Central going to get the win in the boys 4x200. For second place, here comes Barnesville. Barnesville, St. Clairsville, neck and neck, side by side. St. Clairsville stretching ahead, but look on the inside lane as it looks like it might be John Glenn who pushes into second place.
So the pole vault is now up to 13 feet, and there are 5 gentlemen still vaulting. Let's jump over to the boys' shot put as it's completed. And Ethan Resner of Buckeye Trail.
That's a name we've heard before.
He, with a throw of 49 feet 4 inches, he gets to 10 points. And my thing just went blank on me. Then second was Braxton Speed of Garaway. Third was Jimmy Boyd of John Glenn. Fourth was Landon Cornelius of John Glenn. Fifth, Carter Neff of Indian Valley. Sixth, Lane Williams of Shenandoah. Seventh, Mac Capiopo of Barnesville. And eighth was Brody Kowalski of St. Clairsville. I think I got those last couple names right.
Like we say before, as we always say, we apologize if we get anything wrong. Up next will be the girls 1600, which will give us a little bit of time potentially for a bit of a reprieve, Shannon. Get some of those bills paid. Now I'm going to quiz you. I know you know the answer to this, but we'll call it education. How long is the 1600-meter race?
4 laps.
Which equals out to?
1 mile.
There you go.
And boys long jump, and I believe that's a new record. I got to double check before I say that. Yes, a new record in the boys long jump was set today as James McGinnis of Steubenville Catholic Central breaks the Bell Legacy record with a jump of 20 feet and 5 inches to get those 10 points. Second was Hunter Rosetter of Shenandoah. Third was Braylon Williams of Ridgewood. Fourth was Anthony Machusko of John Glenn. Fifth was James Parsons of St. Clairsville. Sixth was Jack Heron of Steubenville Catholic Central. Seventh was Sean Beckelheimer of Ridgewood. And getting the last team point in 8th place is Brody Boyland of St. Clairsville.
Thank you for that on those score updates, and thank you to everyone working in the press box right now here at Indian Valley to make that happen as well. So as we start off the 1600, get your competitors list as it's Mary Road from Steubenville Catholic Central, Taylor Tucker of St. Clairsville, Michaela Vitale of Barnesville, Addie Reed also of Barnesville, Blair Hershey of Indian Valley, Cassidy Horan of St. Clairsville, Addie Kent for John Glenn from Steubenville Catholic Central, Clara Anderson, Zanya Hashem from Ridgewood, Anna Troyer of Ridgewood, Chloe Egon of Buckeye Trail, Aubrey Moss of Harrison Central, Haley Menifee from Indian Valley, Braylee Hickman of Buckeye Trail, and Lydia Miller of Garraway. We'll go ahead and take a little bit of a reprieve and a timeout here, and stay tuned. We got more of the 2026 Bell Invitational on the way on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel.
Are you ready for a spring home refresh? Don't miss the buy one get one free paint sale on best look interior and exterior paint at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware, happening April 28th through May 4th. Whether you're updating your bathroom or finishing your next project, a fresh coat of paint can make all the difference. Visit us at Keim to explore your color options, bring your vision to life, and save during the BOGO paint sale April 28th through May 4th at Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Right Mark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Right Mark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust the team at Grandview Exterior Systems. Established in 2016, they specialize in commercial, industrial, and residential roofing, handling everything from repairs and replacements to full restorations and ongoing maintenance. At Grandview Exterior Systems, their mission is simple: create peace of mind for every client while setting the standard for safety, quality, and efficiency in construction. Visit them at 2230 Township Road 415 in Dundee. Call 330-275-1807 or learn more at GrandviewExteriorSystems.com. Grandview Exterior Systems. They have you and your roof covered.
5-star quality, 5-star service, 5-star satisfaction. Hi, this is Chandy Salisbury with Riverside Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. We are proud to be the area's only skilled nursing facility with these elite ratings. Locally owned and operated since 1978, Riverside ranks in the top 3% of nearly 1,000 Ohio facilities for outcomes, return to home success, and customer satisfaction. With on-site therapy 7 days a week, we help you recover quickly, safely, and confidently. Call me today at 740-498-5165 to learn more.
Top Notch Auto on East Plum Alley in Janaden. Your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, offering experienced staff that can handle just what you need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Top Notch Auto specializes in diagnostics with state-of-the-art diagnostics equipment. Whether your vehicle needs regular maintenance or major repairs, Top Notch Auto can handle all your vehicle needs. They also offer a large selection of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, and Cooper, just to name a few. Find Top Notch Auto LLC on Facebook.
When you think pizza, think Amici's Pizza with locations in West Lafayette and Janaden Hutton. Amici's Pizza offers you your favorite traditional pizzas, as well as specialty pizzas, subs, wings, and salads. Everything from the dough to the sauce is made fresh daily. There's just something different about a pizza from Amici's. Try one today in West Lafayette or Janaden Hutton. Big city taste for a small city price. Learn more. Find Amici's on Facebook.
Are you ready for a spring home refresh? Don't miss the buy one get one free paint sale on best look interior and exterior paint at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware, happening April 28th through May 4th. Whether you're updating your bathroom or finishing your next project, a fresh coat of paint can make all the difference. Visit us at Keim to explore your color options, bring your vision to life, and save during the BOGO paint sale April 28th through May 4th at Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware.
Welcome back to the Bell Invitational. This is the girls 1600. As it is Barnesville and Steubenville Catholic Central out in front. We'll find the official times coming up here momentarily. Indian Valley also coming across the line. The organized chaos that is the 1600. My other question is, Shannon, what do they hand them when they come across the line?
It's like a popsicle stick with the place you got.
Oh, okay.
That way they can stay in line, because they actually have people down there that are timing, so they want to make sure they get the right girl with the right.
Makes sense, especially when you have that many competitors in an event, so we'll give you those final times. Went a little bit quicker than we thought it was going to.
The 4x200 relay team of Ridgewood, they broke the Bell Invitational record by almost 3 seconds with a time of 1:46.04. It was Javen Gress, Lauren Wentz, Kylie Bice, and Kenzie Bice who broke that record. They got the 10 team points. Second place was Indian Valley. Third place was St. Clairsville, the A team. Fourth was the Garraway A team. Fifth was the John Glenn A team. Sixth place was Steubenville Catholic Central. Seventh place, Barnesville A team. And eighth place was the Harrison Central A team. So congratulations to the Lady Generals on breaking a record, which we knew how good they were. And to break a record that was at 149.5, they ran a 146.04. So outstanding performance right there by the Lady Generals.
It just almost looked like they were shot out of a cannon between Gress, Wentz, Bice, and Bice. Get you those final times for the girls 1600, boys 1600. Your competitor list, and boy is it a long one, because we've got 19 that are listed here. Nick Palmer of Garraway, Aaron Tucker from St. Clairsville, Cash Dobson from Steubenville Catholic Central, which I still say is probably the best name for a shooting guard you could ever probably imagine.
Yes, it is.
Noah Thaxton from Harrison Central, Noah McElroy from Shenandoah, Dominic Schlabaugh from Garraway, Ryan Fulton from St. Clairsville. From Shenandoah, it's Jewel Tewksbury, Lincoln Jendrusik from Barnesville, both from Fairless, Carson Owen and Rowan Askren, Alex Applegarth of John Glenn, Jaden Barker from Barnesville, Carter Johnson, Buckeye Trail, Noah Strickler from Indian Valley, from Steubenville Catholic Central, Patrick Morrow, John Glenn, Xander Townsend, and Brayson Welch will round out the field from Harrison Central. Top seeded time, 4:30.73. From Mr. Palmer of Garraway.
Yeah, that is crazy. I got to go back to the girls' high jump, because I didn't realize it until the public address announcer here said it. But Sarah Gardensky of John Glenn set a new meet record with a jump of 5 feet 2 inches. So
wow!
So congratulations, Gardensky, on breaking the Bell Invitational girls' high jump record.
And like we always will say, for every track and field event that we do, that's what the end goal is every single time. All you're going against is a tape measure and a stopwatch. You want to win, but let's be honest, all you're worried about is your time and your distance.
And Cody Croy from Ridgewood gets the seated shot put with a throw of 20 feet. And if you've never seen Mr. Croy throw a shot put seated, it's something to watch. And he places at the top of the state every year that he goes to Columbus. So a nice job by Mr. Croy.
Well, and I think his distance coming in was like a 20-foot 2-inch or something like that throw. So,
and he threw 20 feet exact today.
So the epitome of consistency there for Mr. Croy. Underway for the boys 1600, and if you can tell, going down the backstretch on the inner lane closest to us, I believe that might be your front runner in this race in terms of the seated time, and Nick Palmer from Garraway. Now, Palmer's one of those athletes, Shannon, that we're coming around half of a lap gone, and the stride that he's got right now is probably not going to look any different than the stride that he's got coming across the line. Not an easy thing to do for a mile race.
These guys, they run this stuff year-round just to be successful with this event.
Couldn't hear the PA announcer. 3 competitors left for the boys pole vault, as they have now moved up to 13.6 is the mark right now. In those field events, in the boys pole vault, your top seed was Chase Crum of St. Clairsville at a 13. It says 13.7. I did not realize they could move it up as an inch increment.
Yep.
Shows you how much I know. Beckett Swaldo and Trenton Allison Both had cleared 13.6. I do see a Harrison Central. I was going to say jersey, but Harrison Central uniform still competing in the pole vault.
Well, speaking of Harrison Central, the Harrison Central 4x200-meter relay team, they also set a new Bell Legacy Invitational record. The old record was 1 minute 32 seconds, .41, and they ran a time of 1 minute 31 seconds, .72. The team of Jacob Keto, Bo Rinks, Trenton Cole, and Brady Heyer as they picked up the win to get to 10 team points. And then St. Clairsville was second, John Glenn third. Shenandoah was fourth. Fourth was Barnesville, my bad. Fifth was Shenandoah, sixth was Indian Valley, seventh Garaway, and eighth was Ridgewood. So congratulations to the Harrison Central Huskies on setting the Bell Legacy record.
And to turn number 2, Palmer from Garaway, still well out in front. Looks like it is, I believe, Barnesville in second place, and then it's a whole logjam for third.
So we have the winning 50-50 ticket.
Barnesville now coming up into third as well. Shannon, you got your 50-50 ticket ready?
Get your orange tickets
I
out.
never win, dude.
Did you at least try this year?
Ticket
Yeah.
number is 296181.
Shannon's shaking his head no, so that didn't sound like it happened.
Not
for
even
him.
close. But what is close? Riverside Manor down on State Route 36.
I will be passing that on my way home probably.
They're just located in Newcomerstown, just off of State Route 36. They offer post-hospital transitional care, comprehensive rehabilitation for inpatient or outpatients. They do extended care, and they do memory care. For more information about Riverside Manor, you can give them a call at 740-498-5165, or you can look them up on social media, look up their website. They offer a lot of different things, and we appreciate Riverside Manor as they always jump on board when we're doing sports.
Have had a couple family members who have went through with Riverside Manor for some various different things, and always a great staff.
Yes, I know quite a few people that's been there after back surgery, spent some time there, carpal tunnel surgery. They
all of you people who do that rehabilitation work, you are saints in what you're able to do.
Yeah, and the way I groan sometimes get up in the morning, I'll probably be seeing you soon.
Palmer still out in front heading into turn 3, but in second from Barnesville, kind of closed that gap a little bit. So we enter the final turn. It is worth noting the highest seeded Barnesville runner was Lincoln Jendrusik with a 5:02.92. So a great showing for him. Palmer out in front, getting some encouragement from the infield, looking to finish strong. Out of nowhere, here comes St. C into a strong third. Going to try to push for second. At the line, it's close. We'll give you the official times coming up here. Wasn't expecting a photo finish in the 1600 for second place.
Yeah, they did an outstanding job right there at the end to try to push and close the gap.
So coming up next, girls 4x100 relays. 1 lap all the way around. Everybody gets a quarter lap on the track. 2 heats for the girls. At least that is what's listed. We'll see if it stays that way.
I tell you what, this meet is moving right along.
I realized how far we are down the list. Busy day here in Jenaton too, because a baseball game going on behind us with Indian Valley and Strasburg. Can you think you can find a parking spot out there right now?
No, I seen actually some volunteers go put on some bright orange or green vest, and they were directing cars into the field here, the park. So nice job by Indian Valley volunteers to jump right on that when they seen the situation. A lot of people here. I mean, nice night to come and eat dinner at a track meet. come and get you. Well, they have a Michi's Pizza here.
They do.
They have loaded nachos. They got that all-beef coney dog that we just rave about.
Shannon's salivating when he brings up the all-beef coney dog.
Yeah, I remember that one year we was talking about it, and they happened to have the broadcast on in the concession stand out there. And
we had 2 of them that showed up.
Steve Carlisle, the president of the Indian Valley Booster Club, he comes walking up with 2 coney dogs, and Steve and his wife, they do a great job running that. They got a lot of volunteers that work with them, and like I said, you're always encouraged to attend an athletic booster club meeting.
Mr. Starter, the track is yours.
So in this first heat, Harrison Central, Buckeye Trail, and Steubenville Catholic Central 4x100 relay. Athletes in this 4x100 will be keeping their lanes. Cool thing about this, Shannon, you remember it wasn't last year. Well, it was last year. This was our second to last track and field endeavor, because coming up here shortly in May, the Thrilla in Zorvilla is back, which we'll be traveling to always enjoy. But later on in the year, something getting added that I know everyone's going to be excited about.
Everybody will be added. Something's going to get added, and it's exciting. Some of the area track coaches have already heard about it and have approached us, and we're like, yep, it's working out. So
we'll call it a big one.
A big one. And then we'll be at another big one at the end of the year.
Yes.
For the IVC championships down in Cumberstown.
So, we've been talking about with softball and baseball heading towards that tournament push. We've only got a month and a half of track and field left. Big Z Sports is not slowing down in the track and field sector.
So, yeah, excuse me there. Some of the Indian Valley athletes always tell me they get out of school a lot earlier than everybody else because they start early. When they see that IVC track meet coming, they know their school year is just about in. So,
that's their barometer to know.
They're like, oh, we're training for the IVC. Oh, you got another week of classes.
4x200 meter relay.
Out of the exchange, out in front, Steubenville Catholic Central. Third exchange. Everything looks clean, and it is. Took me forever to learn what the flags meant, Shannon, whether it was white or red.
Well, wonder why they don't use green and red. Green means we're go, and red means we're on hold.
That is a very good question. I do not know. In heat number 1 for the girls 4x100, it's going to be Steubenville Catholic Central, followed by Buckeye Trail, then Harrison Central. Heat number 2 features John Glenn, Indian Valley, St. Clairsville, Ridgewood, Garaway, and Barnesville. Your top-seeded team represented out there with the Red Devils with a 51.75. See how these ladies are able to push that time. Looks like you still got some throws being logged in discus over there.
Yeah, the boys' discus is underway.
Looks like shot put is wrapped up. Actually, it is wrapped up because you already told us the scores on those.
No, that was for boys' shot put.
Girl shot put has not started then.
Girl shot put. That's what my daughter just left, said she was going to go over and watch her teammates throw.
Yeah. She got a team point. She came up here and sat in your seat for a while.
Yeah, well, and think about it. The boys' pole vault is taking...
It's taking a long time.
And the girls' pole vault hasn't even started yet.
No. Well, I think last year... It was a field event. That was our fight. Was it the high jump or was it the pole vault? I think it was the pole vault.
It was the pole vault. And that's what happens. You get some of these schools come in. They got some guys that can really get up there. Well, we got a second here. We'll say thanks to Grandview Exterior Systems for coming on board for this track meet. They come on board this year to do multiple sporting events for Big Z Sports. They're located in Dundee. They specialize in commercial and residential roofing. They offer free inspections with consultations, long-term maintenance plans, leak detections and repairs, roof restoration, and roof replacements. Schedule an evaluation today by calling 330-275-1807.
Ridgewood, like they were shot out of a cannon out in front on the backstretch.
Yeah, and you got to realize that they're going to be the favorites coming into this. They're probably looking to break another record.
All clean on the second exchange. Final leg upcoming. Generals out in front. Going to take a good clean handoff, and they got another one. The Generals commanding lead. Indian Valley in second. Garraway fighting and holding on to third. John Glenn coming up on the inside. Ridgewood with the win. Close at the line, and it looks like Indian Valley in second with Garraway third.
Massive team points on board right there, second, third, and fourth, and they put on a show for them.
Boy, I don't know what time the Lady Generals logged. They came in seated at a 52-12. Boy, they were out of that whole shot into the first exchange way out in front.
Yeah, and if you're the type of person that don't like to talk on the phone, don't want to talk to salesmen, this or that, on Grandview Exterior Systems, you can go to their website at grandviewexteriorsystems.com. You can fill out an online form, and they can communicate with you that way to find out what you're looking for and see if they're able to help you out. But like I said, you got any type of roofing problem, anything like that, get a hold of Grandview Exterior Systems.
We'll get you the 1,600 results when those are officially posted. Shifting gears and moving on to the girls and boys 400 meters. At what point of the track, Shannon, if you were asked to sprint a 400 meters around, do you think you'd start losing gas?
Probably that row of blue marks right down there.
Wait, which one? The one on this side, the one closest to us on the finishing line, or the one on
the one on the other side of the start line?
Well, which lane are you starting in is the question.
Oh, I'm starting in lane 1 because I don't want to have to walk all the way around to get to lane 8.
So your lane assignments, actually it looks like they're going to have the boys 400 meters going first with 3 heats. And trying to figure out which, it's kind of a mixed bag as to your starters. Not sure who they're combining all for this, Shannon, but inner lane, John Glenn. Barnesville's lane 2. I think that's St. Clairsville lane 3. Indian Valley lane 4. I think it's possibly Garraway lane 5. Harrison Central lane 6, or it could be, that's Buckeye Trail. Then lane 7 is Harrison Central, and lane 8 looks like it would be Shenandoah. They mixed them all together for us. Maybe we're going to tell the Claxon crew we need one of those. We need a screen in front of us, and like they do at NASCAR races with the little arrows that pop up with the drivers' names.
Automatic scoring loops.
Yeah. Think we can make that happen? You think Casey's watching right now? We can ask him to make that happen?
I got faith that Casey can make anything happen.
And my apologies, I kept saying the boys 400. This is the boys 4x100. Got lost on my starting sheet. Indian Valley pushing hard there for this next exchange, and Braves out in front in turn 3.
It's going to be a close one between lane 3 and 4.
That's between St. Clairsville and Indian Valley. Final exchange. Clean for both sides. Indian Valley, though, gets the edge. Down the front stretch. Indian Valley going to get the win. St. Clairsville second. Going to be a tight finish for third. It was Barnesville out in front, and it looks like they'll hold on for that third place finish.
Nice job by Indian Valley on that handoff. As Reese St. Clair got out hard, he kind of had to turn to look because he wasn't filling the baton yet. He did a nice job pacing himself. He waited for it. They didn't foul, and was able to finish strong.
Official times upcoming.
Third and final call for the boys 400-meter dash. First call, girls 300-meter.
We do have the girls 1,600 now posted. Your official times has taken home the 10 team points for the girls. A new personal best, Addie Reed, the freshman from Barnesville, with a 5:45.39. Bests Mary Road of Steubenville Catholic Central with a 5:47.5. Michaela Vitale from Barnesville in third with a 5:56.93. Other personal records or personal best set. Sonia Hashem, the sophomore from Ridgewood, with a 6:07.64. Anna Troyer from Ridgewood, also a sophomore, with a 6:13.68. And Lydia Miller of Garraway with a 6:23.61. So Addie Reed, a freshman, picking up the win in the 1600.
Yeah, and that's outstanding. She didn't quite get to the record for the Bell Legacy. She got 3 more years if they continue to come.
Only about 7 seconds off. So
Yeah.
and you know what? She'll probably say, hey, talk to me again by the end of the year. I'll get those last 7 seconds off.
Yeah, just impressive for a freshman to run that kind of race. You know, and she had a senior behind her, a junior, sophomore, and then a senior. So, I mean, the pressure was there from the upperclassmen, and like you said, the freshmen held it together.
Girls 4x100s, your official times. As getting the team points there is the team of Ridgewood with a 5.162, a 51.62. Indian Valley second with a 53.24. Garraway third with a 53.35. Record for that event has now been broken. It was set by St. Clairsville in 2024 with a 52.4. So for Ridgewood, better than a half second over the previous records. That Ridgewood girls team continues to impress. Underway. Our next event currently out there on the field, or on the tracks, pardon me.
The girls 400.
Thank you. So I was waiting for that to load. We got to have the results from the boys 1600. We'll get you that team champion here momentarily, as it looks like it is Nick Palmer of Garraway with a 450.95. It was Aaron Tucker of St. Clairsville who slotted in second with a 453.32. In the girls 400, out in front, or actually neck and neck, Steubenville Catholic Central and Buckeye Trail. There are 2 heats in this race, and it looks like Trail now going to get the edge in the final 30 meters. So in heat number 1, as we wrap things up, looking ahead to your fast heat, Kinley McPeak of Indian Valley in lane 1. Lane 2 will be Abigail Brocklehurst of St. Clairsville. Olivia McKeever of St. Clairsville in lane 3. Kenzie Bice, your top-seeded runner in lane 4 at a 59.02. Faith Saxton of John Glenn, lane 5. Molly Maple of Ridgewood, lane 6. Amelia Smith, lane 7 of Indian Valley. And Gracie Wagstaff of Buckeye Trail in lane 8. Bice, the only runner here for the girls in the 400, who has a sub-1 minute time.
Yeah, and that's impressive on the girls' side to be under 1 minute. I know a few years ago there's a school that had a couple really good girls, and I got talking to them, and they're like, listen, if I can't get below 1 minute, I don't have a shot to make it to state. So, that's a goal, to get to below a minute.
Last year, the record for this event was set by Jessica Church of John Glenn with a minute .7. So we'll see if Bice can push that time. You know, we always say we can't tell the difference between Kenzie and Kylie Bice. Since it's just Kenzie out there, it helps us out this time that we know which Bice is which. I almost said which Bice is Bice, but that's not right.
You can't guarantee it, though. We might still mess it up.
It wouldn't be surprising at all. Really, really good crowd on hand here. Home stands filled up pretty well here from Jeanette Hutton. Oh, by the way, finally, the girls' pole vault is now underway. So we'll get you the boys' final marks.
It's kind of weird that I don't see one teenager wearing a sweatshirt today. Got to be one.
You think that? You gotta be kidding me.
Listen, dude, I'm telling you, You see some of these kids today, they'll be wearing sweatshirts when it's 90 degrees outside. I'm looking now. It's got me convinced there's somebody out there.
Girls 400-meter fast heat out there. It is Bice out in front for Ridgewood down the backstretch.
And think about it. The lanes are staggered. Bice had to start way behind those girls. They haven't even got the, halfway down the back chute. And
Your equalizing point, so to speak.
She already equalized it and passed it. So
that's the one time we could say she's out in front.
Wait till you see the lead when she comes out of the turn 4 here.
Out of turn 4, it is Kenzie Bice out in front. Behind her in the other lane, Faith Saxton of John Glenn. Bice, final push for the final 20 meters. She'll capture the win, as it is Saxton from John Glenn in second, and placing third is Bice's teammate in Maple, also of Ridgewood.
I didn't have a watch or anything on her, but just watching that stride and watching that pace, I would almost bet that another Bell Legacy record fell.
We will wait and see.
And the thing is, what was about her right there, she knew what kind of lead she had after she passed everybody going down the back chute, and she never changed her form. A lot of people will be like, all right, I got the lead. I'm just going to cruise to a win right here. And she never, you train to go that fast, that long, and you got to do it every time out.
Boys 400 upcoming. 3 heats for this. Ryder Gallagher of Barnesville be in lane 3. Jetstar of Buckeye Trail in lane 4. Bryce Tolliver, lane 5 of Ridgewood. And in lane 6 is Tyler Harris of St. Clairsville. Top seeded time, which will be coming in heat number 3. It is Cade Ritchie of John Glenn with a 51.43. Logan Gable of Shenandoah not far behind with a 51.56. Also, for long jump, Bice just finished the 400, and was that her who just jumped on long jump?
It might have been.
Nope, it's different ponytail, never mind. Boys 400, heat number 1, officially out of the starting blocks. Out in front, at least it looks like initially, for St. Clairsville, it is Harris. Did only have 3 competitors starting this race. From turn 3 into turn number 4, Harris still out in front from St. Clairsville. In tow will be Tolliver of Ridgewood.
And if you've never seen Mr. Tolliver play middle linebacker for Ridgewood, it's kind of a scary thing.
It's also scary that you have a middle linebacker who runs the 400. See what kind of times. It also is worth noting that Tolliver did not have a seeded time coming in here, so this might have been his first attempt at the 400.
Hey, he might have just said, you know what, sign me up.
Last year, a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year with Big Z Sports as a sophomore.
Yeah, he's an outstanding. Well, if I remember right, I think he was a freshman when he got our McInturf Really Player of the Game when they were out at Carrollton.
I think you might be right.
That's the game that we
Actually,
were on the weather delay.
Stand mistaken, as a junior last year. My mistake.
So he must have got it. Maybe a sophomore. I don't know. All I know is he got it when he was younger.
All I know is Tolliver hits hard. That's the only thing you need to know.
Yeah, when he meets somebody in the middle, it's a crack.
Heat number 2, Christopher Beachy of Garaway is in lane 1.
Look out there on the hill.
I don't know who it is, but somebody's still warming up.
It's distance runners, and I don't know what it is about a distance runner. They got to get warmed up, so they go out and they just keep right on running.
What are the odds that whoever that is who's out there also runs cross country?
Pretty good chance.
I'm going to say that's a safe bet. I will never forget, before this stadium was built, I, like so many other Indian Valley alum here, if you were in a gym class or played athletics or anything like that, it's a safe bet to say at some point you were running the cornfield.
Yep.
And that's exactly where this field sits.
My daughters, they ran biddy cross country out here. Ashton continued all the way through high school. She was a 4-year letterman in cross country, but it all started around that cornfield, and it was exactly 1 mile around that cornfield, and that's why they did the practices and stuff here.
I don't know if it was exactly 1 mile, because you could find places where you could shave off a little bit of that. Not that I ever did that.
You go running through the cornfield, and coach is standing on the other side when you pop out. Oh, sorry, I took a wrong turn.
I thought it was a maze. Lane 1 is Beachy of Garraway. Lane 2, Nick Bean of John Glenn, Jack Herron of Steubenville Catholic Central. Lane 4 is Drake Engel of Ridgewood, Zane Colvin of Indian Valley. Lane 5, Jaden Dean of Shenandoah. Lane 6, Tucker Hastings. Lane 7 of Buckeye Trail. And Lane 8 is Isaiah Howard of St. Clairsville. Down the back stretch, heading into turn number 3, it looks like it is Dean of Barnesville who's out in front. Inside from him is Colvin of Indian Valley.
Colvin, he had a sister, Chloe, who was a really good 400 runner. She's now, I believe, the middle school girls track coach.
Coming down the front stretch, Dean still leads. Pushing on the inside is Colvin. Now coming up is Angle of Ridgewood. Angle now pushes in front of Colvin. Here comes Angle looking to pressure Dean. And it's Angle who's out in front, and he will pick up the win in heat number 2. So heat number 3, your fast heat, so to speak. Caleb Shamp of Indian Valley is in lane number 1. Bryce Johnson of Garraway, lane number 2. Lane number 3 is Joe Owen of Steubenville Catholic Central. Lane 4, Cade Ritchie of John Glenn. Lane 5, Logan Gable of Shenandoah. Brady Heyer of Harrison Central's lane 6. Ethan Markham, lane 7 of Barnesville. And Harrison Central in lane 8 with Tristan Cole. Brady Heyer for Harrison Central. There's a name that we heard during football Friday nights for the Huskies.
Yeah, outstanding player for the Huskies.
Boys high jump going on in turn 1 and 2.
Big Dan Adams down there, or Daniel Adams.
I already gave Big Dan his flowers today.
Did you give him flowers?
I said, not only does Big Dan love track and field and is always happy to help with these events, he's helped out quite a bit with Big Z Sports over the last couple of years.
Daniel Adams is a busy man. School teacher for Indian Valley. He's the youth group leader at our church. He's the middle school track coach in Indian Valley. And he volunteers his time here. And happily newly married. Mm-hmm. So his honey-do list will be starting in about a year. You usually get a free year before that starts.
You got a free year? I did not get a free year. Down the backstretch, sorry if you're listening, honey. Down the backstretch, out in front. Tight race between, it looks like both Harrison Central, and it could be in Heyer and Cole. Looks like Heyer and Cole out in front, then Barnesville's Markham. And Gable from Shenandoah also up there in the mix. Now it's Gable on the inside there, pressuring up front. Gable getting the final push in the final 50. He's now out in front, and it looks like he'll capture the win. Logan Gable, who came in as the second highest seed at a 51.56. We'll see how that time stacks up, but he got himself 10 team points to pass on to his team.
Yeah, he just did a nice job in the closing 50 meters.
So, hurdle time again, and that means we'll take a timeout. Stick with us. More track and field on the way on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Right Mark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Right Mark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust the team at Grandview Exterior Systems. Established in 2016, they specialize in commercial, industrial, and residential roofing, handling everything from repairs and replacements to full restorations and ongoing maintenance. At Grandview Exterior Systems, their mission is simple: create peace of mind for every client while setting the standard for safety, quality, and efficiency in construction. Visit them at 2230 Township Road 415 in Dundee. Call 330-275-1807 or learn more at GrandviewExteriorSystems.com. Grandview Exterior Systems. They have you and your roof covered.
5-star quality, 5-star service, 5-star satisfaction. Hi, this is Chandy Salisbury with Riverside Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. We are proud to be the area's only skilled nursing facility with these elite ratings. Locally owned and operated since 1978, Riverside ranks in the top 3% of nearly 1,000 Ohio facilities for outcomes, return-to-home success, and customer satisfaction. With on-site therapy 7 days a week, we help you recover quickly, safely, and confidently. Call me today at 740-498-5165 to learn more.
Welcome back to Janaten Hutton and the 2026 Bell Legacy Invitational. Shannon Thomas still has a vendetta against Carpenter Bees.
Dude, if you see the Carpenter Bees I have at my house, you understand why I have a vendetta.
You know they're not going to hurt you, though.
I know they're not going to hurt me, but they hurt my carport and everything else.
Well, don't make it out of wood next time. So, hurdle time, the 300-meter hurdles. Starting things off for the girls' 300-meter hurdles, just 2 competitors in this first heat, or first leg, depending on how you want to classify it. So it looks like our 2 competitors that are out there for Indian Valley, it's Jenna Vallet, and I think on the inside is Lily Hoffman of John Glenn. Out in front, coming out of turn number 2, it will be Vallet. Hoffman, though, pushing a little bit tighter now. Final 2 hurdles to go. Final push towards the finish, 1 more set of hurdles. Vallet still out in front, will clear the final hurdle, close at the line, but it still will stay the same as the running order throughout the race. Coming up next, heat number 2, Sydney Frederick of Buckeye Trails in lane number 1. Alana Allen of Indian Valley, lane number 2. Kaylee Angle of Ridgewood, lane 3. In 4 is Lydia Fuchs of Barnesville. Olivia Perzanowski of St. Clairsville, lane 5. Avery Bliss of Barnesville, lane 6. Tegan Walworth of John Glenn, and Tegan Parks of Harrison Central in lane 8.
Well, while these young ladies get ready, we'll go over the girls' 400-meter times as Kinsey Bice of Ridgewood picks up the 10-team points with a new Bell Legacy record of 59.2, and that also puts her in the top 50 times in the state of Ohio. Second place was Faith Saxton from John Glenn. Third was Molly Maple of Ridgewood. Fourth was Olivia McKeever of St. Clairsville. And we'll get the rest of them after this 300-meter race.
Fast heat for the girls' 300-meter hurdles. Looks like out in front in lane number 6 is Avery Bliss of Barnesville. Very actually close between her and Fuchs of Barnesville.
Yeah, a lot of them got to that last hurdle about the same time.
Actually, in the middle, it is now Fuchs who is out in front, but on the inside in lane number 2 is Allen of Indian Valley making it close. Fuchs, though, is out in front still.
Allen had to stutter step that hurdle, got her steps off, so that got her behind. Now she's got a long ways to catch up.
Last hurdle. Fuchs going to hit it in stride, and she will come home with the win. Second place will be Allen of Indian Valley, and third, Angle of Ridgewood. Get you the official times, but that is your finishing order. Fuchs was your highest or best seeded runner at a 49.18.
Yeah, like I said, it looked like Allen was going to make a run at her, what 3 hurdles from the end, she had a really stutter step, got her steps off and got herself in trouble. So go back to that girls 400 meters. Kenzie Bites was first place with a new meet record and a top 50 time in the state. Faye Saxton of John Glenn was second. Molly Maple Ridgewood was third. Olivia McKeever St. Clairsville fourth. Gracie Wagstaff of Buckeye Trail fifth. Abigail Brocklehurst of St. Clairsville sixth. Amelia Smith of Indian Valley seventh, and Kenley McPeak of Indian Valley was eighth to round out the scoring in the girls 400 meter.
2 heats, and this might be the race to watch coming up in heat number 2, but we'll start off with heat number 1. Camden Raber of Garraway in lane 1. Roe Wyatt of John Glenn, lane 2. Colt Detling is lane 3 of Barnesville. Jordan Brothers, lane 4 at John Glenn. Chaz Culbertson of Harrison Central, lane 5. And Trent Jean in lane 6 of Buckeye Trail. In this race, your top-seeded runner is Brothers with a 46.91.
Yeah, the second race is the one you want to keep your eyes on. 2 of the best kids in the state, and we'll talk about them as soon as this first race gets over with.
Raber from Garraway will be in lane 1 closest to us. He does not have a seated time that was listed, so we'll see how he does in this boys 300-meter hurdle.
Oh, hey, Nick. Third row, right in front of you to your right.
Mm-hmm.
First kid with a sweatshirt on.
You did find one. You're right.
I'm telling you.
Underway. First set of hurdles clean for almost everybody, but Raber had a problem there for Garraway. In turn number, well, I guess technically what? Turn? Do we call that turn 1? Because there's only, 2 turns in this event?
I mean, technically, but I'd still call it turn 3 and 4.
Out in front, it is Gene of Buckeye Trail. Now getting some pressure on the inside from Culbertson from Harrison Central. Culbertson now with a couple steps is a little bit more in rhythm there. Right in front of us, Culbertson out in front. Pressure on the inside from Wyatt of John Glenn. Final hurdle to clear. Culbertson has to wall up a little bit, but he will stretch forward and get the win with Wyatt coming home in second. So, heat number 2. A race a lot of people were anticipating. It sees Maverick Lockhart in lane 1 of Ridgewood. Lane 2, James Parsons of St. Clairsville. Cole Francis of Barnesville, lane 3. Carson Hostetler, your top-seeded runner with a 37.16. Right beside him in lane 5 will be Braxton Barnett of Shenandoah with a 37.32. Logan Burrier with a 42.04 in lane 6. Connor Egon from Buckeye Trail, 43.44 in lane 7. And lane 8 is Noah Locke of St. Clair's with a 46.33. So Hostetler and Barnett only separated by a couple of tenths. It was Barnett who got the win in the 110-meter hurdles. So we'll see if Hostetler looks for some redemption here.
Yeah, Hostetler comes into this race with the second best time in the state of Ohio. And I know for a fact I was at that meet. He ran that. He actually woed up over the second to last hurdle and just had a nice pace over the last hurdle to go in. Barnett the same way. He's got the 8th best time in the state. And according to the coaches, neither of them have really been challenged going in here. So there's no reason to run, that hard at the end. And now they can't let up because both guys will be there. And they know that the team points are on the line. And at the end of the day, you're going to, even though they're in different divisions in track, they're going to, you're still running against a stopwatch. You still want to push each other. And they are both the top-ranked hurdler in their own divisions.
And while they are racing against the stopwatch, having somebody right beside you stride for stride certainly helps you against that stopwatch with somebody who matches your own pace.
Yeah, and we'll know a lot when they get to that first hurdle. We'll know who got out of the blocks the best.
Underway. Nearly dead even through the blocks out of the initial start. First hurdle. And boy, is it close between Barnett and Hostetler. Yeah. Way out in front for both of them.
They look like they're dead even at the hurdles.
Very close as they come out of that first turn. Barnett and Hostetler. Barnett maybe has a half step on him. Coming down the front stretch, it is Barnett out in front. Hostetler trying to find another gear. 2 more hurdles to go. It's Barnett out in front. Into the final hurdle. And Braxton Barnett will clear it with an emphatic win there in the boys' 300-meter hurdles.
Yeah, it almost looked, he had such a strong pace going, and it almost looked like about halfway between the last two hurdles that Hostetler conceded the win and just wanted to get over the hurdle clear.
How about that for Braxton Barnett, his second individual win here today. Getting some more team points. And there's a reason that everyone says just how good he is for Shenandoah and how he can push for the state championship coming up. Still a lot of season to go, but definitely a runner you're probably going to be seeing at Jesse Owens.
Yeah, he, like I said, they both are the top hurdler in their division, so they'll both be competing for state titles. Hostetler Division II, Barnett Division III. But outstanding performance, like you said, by Barnett today. Last year they come into this Bell Invitational. Everybody talked about it. Hostetler swept both events last year. Barnett wanted to make sure he come back this year and took it back.
Barnett, the senior, saying, hey, I didn't forget last year. So coming up, the girls and boys 800 meters, so 2 laps around.
Avery Kaufman of Indian Valley, you need to report to the desk.
Kendall Mitchell of John Glenn, Jillian Welch of Indian Valley, Bonita Passmore and Addie Reed, both of Barnesville. Emily Cope from Harrison Central. St. Clairsville having both Kendall Saul and Ambia Adams. Kylie Cochran of Buckeye Trail. Magdalene Crosby of Steubenville Catholic Central. Lainey Reneker of Garaway. Sam Wales of Indian Valley. Monica Bolster of Steubenville Catholic Central. Hannah Grady of Harrison Central. Ridgewood has both Cadence Luyando and Madeline Clyer. And Braylee Hickman of Buckeye Trail. Miley Lenner of John Glenn. Top seeded time is Welch of Indian Valley with a 2:35.29.
We'll jump over to the boys' 400-meter results, and a lot of PRs set in this. Top 9 kids, 8 of them PR'd. But we'll start off with the winner, Logan Gable of Shenandoah, with a new PR of a time of 51.13. Second place was Brady Heyer with a PR of 51.78. Third was Tyler Harris of St. Clairsville. Fourth was Tristan Cole from Harrison Central. Fifth was Joe Oven, Steubenville Catholic Central. Sixth was Ethan Markham of Barnesville. Seventh was Cade Ritchie of John Glenn. And eighth, getting the last team points, was Bryce Johnson of Garaway.
So out in front, it is Buckeye Trail. And I think for Trail out in front, I believe that is Corcoran who has the initial lead heading into the bell lap. Cochran had a 2:44.02 coming into this event. Going to need a strong push here down the backstretch from the other athletes to make this a little bit tighter. Right now, it is Cochran's race to lose.
After watching all these races, I needed a water. Billy Palmer from the athletic department brought me a nice ice-cold bottle of water. That's outstanding.
Well, you gave him a thumbs up, and he didn't know quite what to do, and I just kind of pointed at the table like, yeah, he'll take it. It's fine.
Yeah, I needed that.
Cochran still out in front, getting a little pressure from behind now from either Crosby or Bolster of Steubenville Catholic Central. Now, either Crosby or Bolster taking the lead down the front stretch. Final push coming up to the line here. And also from Buckeye Trail, Hickman. So Steubenville Catholic Central. And I was saying that whole time, I was saying Buckeye Trail, it was from Harrison Central out in front, Emily Cope. My apologies. When you got so many teams wearing blue, it makes it sometimes hard. But a great run there for Cope, who comes home in second.
And that explains a lot to me right there. Emily Cope used to attend school here at Indian Valley, and I didn't see her on the basketball court this year. And she must have moved to the Harrison Central district.
Well, there you go.
I want to think that her dad might live out in the Deersville area.
I've not been through the Deersville area in a long time. Always a fun drive to go out there.
I only know that because he's a former race car driver, so.
Of course you know it from that. No relation to Derek Cope, right?
Nope. I wouldn't put that on him.
Boys 800 meters now. Ethan Zell of John Glenn, Emmett Slevin of Shenandoah, Brendan Kubler of Steubenville Catholic Central, Camden Judge from St. Clairsville, Noah Thaxton, Harrison Central, Bryce Henry of St. Clairsville, Mason Starr and Jack Ralston, both of Barnesville, Carson Owen from Fairless, Isaac Duran of John Glenn. I'm going to butcher it, and I'm going to look at Logan to make sure I pronounce this right. Ettore Del Curto Bragato of Indian Valley. I did get it right. That's shocking. Bentley Slocum of Harrison Central, James McCullough of Garraway, Patrick Morrow of Steubenville Catholic Central, Noah Strickler of Indian Valley, and Jet Star of Buckeye Trail.
Well, while they're getting lined up, we'll jump over and do the girls' 300-meter results, 300-meter hurdles results. Picking up the win in at 10 points for Linda Fuchs of Barnesville with a time of 51:48. Second was Alana Allen from Indian Valley. She PR'd with a time of 52:36. Third was Kaylee Engel of Ridgewood. Fourth was Tegan Parks of Harrison Central. She ran a new PR of 53:23. Fifth was Avery Bliss. Sixth was Sydney Fredericks of Buckeye Trail. Seventh was Jenna Valot of Indian Valley. She also PR'd. And getting the last team point was Tegan Walrath of John Glenn.
Boys getting lined up for their 800-meter showdown. Still to come today, as you were saying, Shannon, this meet moving right along. We still have the 200 meters, the 3200s, and the 4x400 relays. Girls pole vault ongoing. Looks like there's still some throws being made out there in discus.
Jump over to the boys' 300-meter results. And with a new Bell Legacy Invitational record, Braxton Barnett of Shenandoah, he runs a new PR, a USA top 25 time, and a Bell Legacy thing, all because he had a run against somebody that put pressure on him. Outstanding run from Braxton Barnett of Shenandoah with a time of 36.9 to get those 10 team points. Indian Valley's Carson Hostetler was second. Cole Francis of Barnesville was third. James Parsons of St. Clairsville was fourth. Logan Burrier of Indian Valley was fifth. Connor Egan from Buckeye Trail was sixth. Noah Locke from St. Clairsville was seventh. And getting the last team point was Chase Culbertson of Harrison Central. A nice job by Chase because he was in that first heat and he jumped into the top 8 to get a team point. So that's why we say you race the clock. So that's your 300-meter hurdle results.
Your two athletes out in front for the Bell Lab. It is Ethan Zell of John Glenn and Emmett Slevin of Shenandoah, both the two top-seeded runners. Zell, the only athlete on the track right now who has a sub-2 time in this event. He has a 1:55.39, Slevin with a 2:03.38, and they are really stretching out that lead in the backstretch.
Boys pole vault, Trenton Allison from Harrison Central gets first place with a vault of 13.6. That's a new PR and an Ohio top 50 vault. His teammate Chase Byers of Harrison Central with a new PR of 13 feet flat was second. Beckett Swaldo of Indian Valley was third at 13 feet. Fourth was Chase Crum, 12 feet 6 inches.
And Zell way out in front as he stretched it out on Slevin. Judge of St. Clairsville running third. Kubler of Steubenville Catholic Central in fourth. As Zell, we'll see what kind of time he posted, but a great run by Slevin, who in terms of seating was about 8 seconds off the pace of Zell, certainly much closer at the line than that.
Yeah, just outstanding run by your leader there. And I was trying to read results and caught him out of my corner of my eye coming up, got a hand to back off. But we'll jump back over those boys' pole vault results. As in fifth place was Jacob Raudebush of Garraway. He PR'd today. Sixth place was Braden Trigg of Barnesville. He PR'd today. Seventh place was Luke Fuchs of Barnesville. He PR'd today. And eighth place from Garaway was Easton Hostetler, who also PR'd today. So quite a few guys PR'ing in the pole vault today, but comes down to Trenton Allison getting the win with a vault of 13.6. And he just comes up short of the record held by Josiah Claxon of Indian Valley of 14 feet set last year.
3 sections here for the girls 200. A half lap around the track, so they'll get started off in what is technically turn number 3. First leg is Rebecca Clark of John Glenn, Cadence Stephen of Barnesville, and Ella Amassmeyer of Harrison Central. Ella, I'm sure I butchered that last name. I apologize.
Girls shot put results. Breland Barr of John Glenn, she threw a PR of 37 feet to get to 10 team points. Second place was Lydia Welch of Barnesville. Third was Vadia Newhart of Buckeye Trail. Fourth was Gwen Schwartz of Garaway. Fifth, Katie Philman of Indian Valley. Sixth, Zoe Jackson of John Glenn. Seventh, Gemma Regard of Steubenville Catholic Central. And eighth place, getting the last team point, was Josie Hirschberger of Garaway.
Following the 200-meter events, we'll have the 2-mile runs for the boys and the girls, which will pay a few more bills during, but we'll bring you back. We'll get you the start and the finish of both those events.
Mr. Starter, the track is yours.
Remember, if you haven't eaten dinner yet, get a hold of Amici's Pizza, West Lafayette or Jeanette and Hutton. Both of them got nice dining areas. You can place your order ahead of time, show up, pick it up, sit down there and eat, pick it up, take it home. If you're here at the track, I've seen a couple people watching on their phones because they just love to hear how we butcher names sometimes. If you're listening, put your order in, stop and pick it up on the way home. Tell them Big Z Sports sent you by.
Yeah, I'm sure that
might charge you the Big Z Sports tax, but you'll be good.
We'll apologize for that, but I have a strong feeling if you get charged a Big Z Sports tax, you will, it'll probably go to a good cause.
Alan and his staff are great people. They help so many people in their communities. Couldn't ask for a better partner to be with than high school sports.
Underway. First leg. First heat, I should say, for the girls, 2 by 100. Out in front, down the middle, it is Clark of John Glenn. Clark out in front, getting some pressure from Amassmeyer. Now up the middle is Stephen from Barnesville.
Middle school hurdle crew, you are dismissed. Thank you very much.
And it is Clark from John Glenn who will get the win in heat number 1.
In case you didn't hear that roar in the crowd.
Music to their ears.
The middle school students that run the hurdles have been released, and thanks for their help today. And I've seen a couple of them throw their arms in the air in excitement and on some cartwheels, so they're excited. They get to go to the concession stand.
And their weekend has just started. Heat number 2, Jenna Vallet of Indian Valley, Lily Bunnell of Buckeye Trail, Delaney Dankert of Steubenville Catholic Central, and her teammate, Zelly Belargian, Reagan Filipovich from St. Clairsville, and Olivia Smalira of Barnesville. Ladies, I apologize if any of those are wrong. Top seeded runner here is Dankert of Catholic Central, the 29-1. Out of turn 4, coming down the front stretch. Out in front in lane 5, it's Balergian. Balergian. Couple steps on her teammate. Now stretching out the lead. Vallet will finish second from Indian Valley.
Yeah, just outstanding job right there to close that gap as we get ready for the third heat. See if I can pull up the lineups here. If I'm thinking right, there's probably a Bice running in this, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, Kenzie Bice will be in lane 4 as she has got the overall fastest time with a 26.11. She'll be in lane 4. But in lane 1 will be Lily Yoder of Garaway. Lane 2 will be Gianna Miles of Indian Valley. Lane 3 will be Leanna Scott of Harrison Central. 4th will be Kenzie Bice. Lane 5, Emma Gasper from St. Clairsville. 6th, Kylie Bice of Ridgewood. 7th, Kaylee Gibson, John Glenn. And lane 8 will be Gracie Wagstaff of Buckeye Trail.
And out in front, down the front stretch, it is Bice again. Her teammate in, well, both Bices out in front. In the middle, it is Kenzie Bice who's out in front. Kylie Bice behind her. In her lanes, Miles looks like she'll slot home in third. Think there's any sibling rivalry that goes on between Kenzie and Kylie during these races?
Oh yeah, you know it. You gotta get out there and you gotta one up your sister. You want bragging rights not only in the race, but the younger Bice took off for the trash can. So that's usually what sprinters do when they leave it all out there. But Miles from Indian Valley, she made a valiant effort to try to break up the Bice family reunion, but she comes up just a little bit short.
Now the boys' turn for the 200 meters. I promise I'm going to survive through this. Hunter King from Garaway, Braden Knowlton of John Glenn, and Tegan Dodd of Shenandoah expected out there on this first 200-meter dash. Underway. Down towards the front stretch, it is King who's out in front for Garaway. King followed by Dodd. It will be King who's going to pick up the win for Garaway, followed by Dodd and Knowlton. Heat number 2, Connor Webb from Buckeye Trail, Jake Hannas of Barnesville, Haven Ralston of Catholic Central, T.C. Cannon of Indian Valley, Logan Gable of Shenandoah, Colton Dobson of Catholic Central, Wyatt Fluhart of Buckeye Trail, and Christian Raber of Garaway. Those are your lane assignments 1 through 8 from start to finish. Girls long jump, looks like only a few more competitors over there.
Yeah, we can see the girls' shot put, which I read those results. The boys' discus has finished up, so we'll wait for those results to come in. The boys' high jump is back on track. They must have had some guys that had to go run some races, and when that happens, they just stop. They don't raise.
There's not really much else they can do.
They don't raise the bar and move on without him and then go back. They stop. They got to do everything in order, but that's how it is. And like you said, the girls' pole vault is underway over there.
I want to thank the Indian Valley Athletic Department, or the athletic boosters, I should say, for making this possible, allowing us to be here, and on top of that, all the hospitality that they always bring. In the middle, it is Gable out in front from Shenandoah. He's had a heck of a beat so far. Pressure from the inside from Cannon. Gable, quite a few steps. Pressure on the inside from Cannon from Ralston for a second, but it will be Cannon, then Ralston, followed by Hannas of Barnesville. Fast heat number 3 upcoming. Brody Bolliard of St. Clairsville, Sawyer Seho of St. Clairsville, Brayer Ford of Ridgewood, Reese St. Clair of Indian Valley, Jacob Keto of Harrison Central, Chase Byers also of the Huskies, Leland Bertner of Barnesville, and Shane O'Brien of John Glenn. Top seeded time is St. Clair at a 22:45. Keto not far behind at a 22:62, and Ford at a 22:79. So in your middle lanes, could be quite the tight finish.
Jump over to the boys' discus results as they have come in. And Dane Kinney of St. Clairsville picks up the first place with 10 points, and he with a throw of 137 feet and 8 inches. Second place was Ethan Resner of Buckeye Trail with 137 feet 4 inches. Resner actually holds the record for the Bell Legacy. I think he threw like 141 last year, but comes up a little bit short this year. Third place is Kevin Phillips of Barnesville. He PR'd with 137.4. Fourth was Braxton Speed, 130 inches or 130 feet 2 inches. Fifth was Alex Fedorov, Steubenville Catholic Central. Sixth, Mac Capio of Barnesville. Seventh, Carter Neff of Indian Valley. Eighth, Thomas Johnson of Indian Valley.
Underway. Final heat here for the boys' 200-meter dash. Heading into the front stretch. In the middle, it is Keto and St. Clair. St. Clair has the edge. Forward pressure on the inside from Ridgewood. Keto and Ford in second are shoulder to shoulder. St. Clair out in front. St. Clair will capture the win. It looks like it's Keto followed by Ford, so they finish exactly as their seeding times would say.
I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be tough today because I believe they give an award to the top athlete, boys and girls here. I think they do. I might be wrong. But right now you got St. Clair, who's got 3 first-place finishes. And you got Barnett, I think, has got 3 first-place finishes.
Going to be an interesting challenge for those, the powers that be that pick that.
And usually it comes down to points scored. So we'll have to see if both of them are on a fourth relay team. I can't remember if was St. Clair on the 4x200 relay team?
If I am remembering correctly, which sometimes my memory is less than good, which is why I'm trying to stall to actually pull that up, he was not on the 4x200 team.
And I think that was the one that you said Barnett got. He was on maybe? Or was he on the 4x4?
I cannot remember. Though I haven't run the 4x4 yet.
Hey, we'll just wait and see if they announce.
So, up next will be the 2-mile distance haul. It will be the girls up first. And your starting list for that, at least the one that we have in front of us. Whole lot of competitors on for both the boys and the girls for this event. Oh, as I accidentally pulled up the 300-meter hurdles, which Shannon has already given you the results for. Got to have quite the mental fortitude to be able to run the 2-mile. So for the girls, 3,200, a.k.a. the 2-mile. Your starting list is still waiting for it to load, Shannon, as we get underway.
Well, then while you're doing that, I'll jump over to girls 800 meters results. As first place goes to Magdalene Crosby of Steubenville Catholic Central with a time of 2:47.16 to pick up the 10-team points. Second was Emily Cope of Harrison Central. Third was Kylie Cochran of Buckeye Trail. Fourth, Addie Reed of Barnesville. Fifth, Monica Bolster of Steubenville Catholic Central. Sixth was Ambia Adams of St. Clairsville. Seventh, Miley Leonard of John Glenn. And eighth was Jillian Welch of Indian Valley.
Rowan Hershey is your top seed from Indian Valley in this race with a 12:12.87. Bailey Herbert from Indian Valley in second, or second seed, I should say, with a 12:30.78. Claire Flannery of Catholic Central in the third seed. Chloe Egon from Buckeye Trail, fourth seed. Bella Padilla, St. Clairsville, fifth seed. Sixth seed is Ainsley Klaus of Barnesville, and Addie Kent is your 7th seed. So those are your 7 athletes who are coming around to complete lap number 1. Now this running order could look very different here momentarily. Out in front it is Flannery of Catholic Central, Hershey and Herbert of Indian Valley now looking for the pass. And for Barnesville, it is Klaus.
We'll jump over to some team scores real quick as all the events that we have scored. On the boys' side, St. Clairsville is in first place with 77 points. Indian Valley second with 75. Harrison Central third with 71. Shenandoah fourth with 62. Garraway is fifth with 50. Barnesville sixth with 47. Ridgewood seventh with 37. John Glenn in 8th with 35. Steubenville Catholic Central in 9th with 30. Buckeye Trail is in 10th with 23. Fairless has 9 points, but I believe they only brought their
There's only a handful of runners.
Yeah, a couple distance runners. On the girls' side, Barnesville is out in front with 76 points. Indian Valley is second with 71.5 points. Ridgewood is third with 64. Well, they're tied with John Glenn because John Glenn also got 64. Fifth is St. Clairsville, 53.5. Steubenville Catholic Central is sixth with 44. Garraway is in 7th with 31. 8th place is Harrison Central, 29. Buckeye Trail is in 9th with 25. And there's still quite a few events that's got to be completed yet and still some scores that have to be added. So those will change a lot here before it's over.
Boys 200-meter dash has got the times posted, and the top 5 placers, Shannon, every single one of them with a new PR here today. Reese St. Clair from Indian Valley with a 22.24. Jacob Keto with a 22.62. Briar Ford with a 22.74. Logan Gable a 23.74. And Brody Bolliard of St. Clairsville with a 23.97.
And let me double check, but that's a new Bell Legacy record for St. Clair. But the top 3 guys broke the Bell Legacy record, which was which was 22.99. St. Clair won at 22.24. Keto won at 22.62. And Briar Ford won at 22.74. So congratulations to all 3 of those guys. Nice job by St. Clair to pull out a win in a very heavily contested race.
Coming up, we'll go ahead and take a timeout as Hershey and Herbert out in front for Indian Valley. So we will bring you the conclusion of the girls' 3,200. Coming up, Big C Sports has more track and field right after this.
Top Notch Auto on East Plum Alley in Janaden. Your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, offering experienced staff that can handle just what you need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Top Notch Auto specializes in diagnostics with state-of-the-art diagnostics equipment. Whether your vehicle needs regular maintenance or major repairs, Top Notch Auto can handle all your vehicle needs. They also offer a large selection of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, and Cooper, just to name a few. Find Top Notch Auto LLC on Facebook.
When you think pizza, think Amici's Pizza with locations in West Lafayette and Janaden-Hutton. Amici's Pizza offers you your favorite traditional pizzas, as well as specialty pizzas, subs, wings, and salads. Everything from the dough to the sauce is made fresh daily. There's just something different about a pizza from Amici's. Try one today in West Lafayette or Janaden-Hutton. Big city taste for a small city price. Learn more. Find Amici's on Facebook.
Are you ready for a spring home refresh? Don't miss the buy one get one free paint sale on best look interior and exterior paint at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware, happening April 28th through May 4th. Whether you're updating your bathroom or finishing your next project, a fresh coat of paint can make all the difference. Visit us at Keim to explore your color options, bring your vision to life, and save during the BOGO Paint Sale April 28th through May 4th at Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust the team at Grandview Exterior Systems. Established in 2016, they specialize in commercial, industrial, and residential roofing, handling everything from repairs and replacements to full restorations and ongoing maintenance. At Grandview Exterior Systems, their mission is simple: create peace of mind for every client while setting the standard for safety, quality, and efficiency in construction. Visit them at 2230 Township Road 415 in Dundee. Call 330-275-1807 or learn more at GrandviewExteriorSystems.com. Grandview Exterior Systems. They have you and your roof covered.
5-star quality, 5-star service, 5-star satisfaction. Hi, this is Chandy Salisbury with Riverside Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. We are proud to be the area's only skilled nursing facility with these elite ratings. Locally owned and operated since 1978, Riverside ranks in the top 3% of nearly 1,000 Ohio facilities for outcomes, return-to-home success, and customer satisfaction. With on-site therapy 7 days a week, we help you recover quickly, safely, and confidently. Call me today at 740-498-5165 to learn more.
Top Notch Auto on East Plum Alley in Janaden. Your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, offering experienced staff that can handle just what you need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Top Notch Auto specializes in diagnostics with state-of-the-art diagnostics equipment. Whether your vehicle needs regular maintenance or major repairs, Top Notch Auto can handle all your vehicle needs. They also offer a large selection of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, and Cooper, just to name a few. Find Top Notch Auto LLC on Facebook.
When you think pizza, think Amici's Pizza with locations in West Lafayette and Janaden-Hutton. Amici's Pizza offers you your favorite traditional pizzas, as well as specialty pizzas, subs, wings, and salads. Everything from the dough to the sauce is made fresh daily. There's just something different about a pizza from Amici's. Try one today in West Lafayette or Janaden-Hutton. Big city taste for a small city price. Learn more. Find Amici's on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Bell Legacy Invitational here for 2026, as it is the 3200. Both Indian Valley athletes still out in front in this event between both Hershey and Herbert. Yep. Setting a nice pace, and it is Flannery of Steubenville Catholic Centrals currently sitting in third.
Herbert was on Hershey's hip for a long time right there, but Hershey's starting to shed some distance right here. Both of these girls outstanding cross-country runners also for Indian Valley.
It is amazing how many cross-country runners you get who run the 2-mile. Can't imagine why, Shannon.
Yeah, well, I'm sure with the Mr. Crocker down there, Jim Crocker and Doug Crocker, who have been around a very long time involved in Indian Valley cross-country, donating their time they do for track, and you can guarantee it they're not going to get too far away if you're a distance runner. And I know the school superintendent, Dr. Ira Wentworth, he works with the distance runners, because I know for a fact, because I go to school with those two distant runners and the other Hershey sister and Nolan Pataka. They tend to have meetings at church about distance practice.
I've always been intrigued with distance practice because I'm thinking, I know it has to do with breathing. I know it has to do with how, your stride is throughout the event, where you should be at what part of the race. But, man, I'm just trying to survive if I'm running 2 miles.
Yeah, it's not a... It's one of those things that once you physically get fit for it, then it becomes a mind game, I believe. Mm-hmm. Like you can't get in your own mind. You got to set your pace. You can't worry about what people's doing around you.
Fourth place, McKeever from St. Clairsville. Third place, Maple from Ridgewood. Second place, Saxon.
So currently, as it stands, they're coming around here. I believe this will be your final lap coming up here for Hershey out in front.
I just got a text from the high jump pit down there. Is McGinnis from Steubenville Catholic Central attempting 6 feet 4 inches.
So you and I could take a look here and see. Oh, I wonder who that text came from. See how McGinnis does. 6'4" jump and clears it with ease.
Yeah, nice job there by McGinnis. Now that makes me want to go over and check to see what the record is.
This is the Bell Lap. Both Indian Valley runners setting a fantastic pace and way out in front. Hershey's best time this year, 12:12.87. See how she compares going into this one. You know, you and I could put a stopwatch on these distance events from up here just for us to get a general, gauge of it, but I don't think we're going to be very close.
Yeah,
Dude, you have had every single type of bee make a visit to you today.
I'm just sweet. The Bell Legacy record was set by Tyson Pryor in 2025 at 6 feet 6 inches, and that's now what they've moved the bar to, 6'6".
For what it's worth, too, just as a little side note here, I'll get to that side note coming up, as Hershey finds an extra gear down the front stretch as she's looking to finish strong. So Rowan Hershey will be your winner for the girls' 3,200 race. Also coming home in second will be Bailey Herbert for Indian Valley. So some nice team points there for the girls for the Braves.
Yeah, those are huge team points because everything right now is so close.
To the point I was going to make, that 6'6" inch mark is obviously measured to the center of the bar. The bar has to be at the center at 6'6", and the reason I mention center is there's just the slightest bit of sag that you get from the middle part of it to the edges. So you see all athletes in the high jump trying to aim for that perfect dead center.
Yeah, and usually any time that there's a record involved, they bring out that tape measure, as you've seen Daniel Adams out there double checking, making sure it's right. I've watched him do it at the pole vault over the years at different events.
So McGinnis going to be trying to, you said the record is a 6'6"?
Is a 6'6", and that's what he's attempting to tie right now.
First attempt coming up at that 6'6" mark for McGinnis. And just quite clips it with the heel, so he'll try again. 3 total attempts that McGinnis will get. So we look to round out the girls' 3,200. We'll get the boys' 3,200 started off. And then we will do a similar thing as we did for the girls, as we'll take a brief time out in the middle of that.
I want to think Rowan Hershey for Indian Valley is just a freshman, but I'd have to double check that.
I can tell you that momentarily.
Her mom's standing right over here. I could yell it, but then it would be loud in everybody's ears.
According to the list that we have in front of us, yes, Rowan is just a freshman.
I thought she was just a freshman. So, I mean, just an outstanding performance for a freshman right there.
Well, and you know the Indian Valley track team, their coaching staff, a lot of smiles knowing that she's just a freshman and has a lot of years to grow.
Yeah, just outstanding job these track coaches have done over the years. We've been a couple different of the boys' coaches, and a couple years ago, Jimmy McPeak was the coach. Everybody's excited. He took over. He took a new position in the school district. Everybody wondering who was going to take over. Abe Klassner took over as the boys' program, and just the training that was implemented when Abe come in. The elevation that it made the sprinters and the runners. His dad, like we said earlier, Tom Klassner, has been a long-time hurdles coach here. Then on the boys' side, you got Sam Lucas, and he just broke the record down there tied the record down there at the high jump.
McGinnis with a slight touch as the bar did wobble, but it did not go down. So how about that? New record, another new record we see here today.
Like I said, Sam Lucas is the girls' coach here at Indian Valley. He's brought on some different coaches to help him out. I don't know all the coaches' names. I'd love to tell you everybody's names, but I don't. I just know the main coaches because my kids have been in the program down here, and it's just track the last few years here at Indian Valley has really taken off, and it has also at other schools. I've watched Garraway over the years have some great distance runners and some great throwers. We've seen what's going on down at Shenandoah with Barnett in the hurdles. That excites everybody. And Harrison Central does an outstanding job out there.
Yeah, I mean, so many great competitors, so many great coaches, and it all makes this possible. By the way, James McGinnis for Steubenville Catholic Central is now going to go for 6 feet 7.5 inches, which would be a new Bell Legacy Invitational record. But more importantly for him, a new school record for Steubenville Catholic Central if he's able to clear it.
Oh, it's an outstanding job by him. And not sure if we have a camera on him right now down at the high jump.
Looks like we do. So the boys 3,200 about to get started. We'll get you that starting list here as McGinnis psychs himself up for his next attempt.
Yeah, they had to wait. Daniel Adams had to come over here, and I think he had to come get an official.
I think to actually get the right mark or make sure that the mark is completely set correctly.
Yeah, and it's probably more along the lines because there's a school record involved.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Bell Legacy record, you know, an Indian Valley person could probably measure it, but with the school record involved, they probably have to have an actual OHSAA official.
Underway for the boys 3,200. So your athletes competing: Carter Travis of Garraway, Nolan Pataka of Indian Valley, George Dormus of St. Clairsville, Rowan Askren of Fairless, Cash Dobson of Steubenville Catholic Central, Buckeye Trails Carter Johnson, Barnesville's Lincoln Jendrazik, Austin Schwartzentruber of Garraway, Harrison Central's Michael Abel, Casey Whittle of John Glenn, and also of John Glenn, Nicholas Yarrington, Camden Cole of Barnesville, Caden Rossiter of Shenandoah, Xander Davis of St. Clairsville, Jet Rohr of Fairless, Brant Stotsberry of Shenandoah, and Bryce Sabletsky of Harrison Central. Your top-seeded runner, Carter Travis, with a sub-10 mark for this, Shannon.
Yeah, and Nolan Pataka's time of 10:07, that must be his last year's time because the email we got from Coach Klassner, Pataka hasn't run the 3,200 this year. This is his first 3,200 this year, so it's be interesting to see what Pataka can do here.
Well, Travis from Garraway, if you're wondering where he is slotted right now, he's back in that pack for second, I do believe. So he might just be kind of, feeling out, getting that early pace going on. As we're still waiting for McGinnis of Steubenville Catholic Central to make this next attempt. 6 feet 7.5 which would be a new school record and a new meet record. Look, if we got the chance to show you a record, we're going to show you the record, right?
Yeah, just an outstanding job, and I'm not sure that if somebody has the camera on it.
We do. We're good.
All right.
Abby's over there in the press box looking, just smiling at you right now, Shannon, thinking, yeah, I'm on it.
I was looking at Logan.
Oh, no, you forgot that other camera sitting there. Now Logan's thinking, you're just making everybody mad.
I want to step back and just order my pizza from Amici's.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
We'll get back at it. Have you ever ordered the Amici's pizza with the works on it? You almost need a forklift to carry it out the door. It's so heavy.
I have not had it, but I have seen somebody else order it, and it's impressive, to put it lightly.
It's one of those ones where you just open the fork or open the box and start eating it with a fork because there's so much stuff on it.
Now, there's a few things I don't normally want on my pizza, though. You a mushrooms guy?
Oh, I love mushrooms.
You an olives guy?
No, I tell them take olives off.
I could agree with everything. So as long as you take the mushrooms and the olives off, I'm good to go.
There's nothing better than just grilling up a hamburger at home, throwing some mushrooms in with it.
James McGinnis from Steubenville Catholic Central over at the high jump, trying to break a school record now. 6 feet 7.5. His attempt, and he'll clear it with ease. What a job for McGinnis, who's celebrating there on the infield. My goodness, Shannon. Well, hey, you just got to move it up again, right?
Got to move it up again. Outstanding job for that young man.
And I think they will as he collapses to the ground in celebration. Really, really cool stuff there as the boys 3,200 going on in the background.
Yeah, just like I said, just outstanding. He got a nice jump, got off his push foot good, and he clears it.
And it looks like Daniel Adams is walking back to the crew. He's going to go ahead and try to bump it up a little bit. Out in front, by the way, in the boys 3,200 for St. Clairsville, I believe. Oh, pardon me. That is the wrong list that I've got in front of me. For the boys 3,200, currently out in front, it is from St. Clairsville, George Dormus, but right behind him is Nolan Pataka from Indian Valley.
Yeah, Pataka, I know he's been training hard, and to come out, this be your first race of the year right now, you got to like what you see in that young man. 5
laps to go. Here's my question to you, Shannon. We've already seen the record broken for McGinnis. Do we keep it here, or do we go ahead and take our break and get the back at the end of the 32 for the boys?
Yeah, that's a tough question to get right there.
No kidding.
We can.
And no surprise, he is attempting 6 feet 8 inches. We were right. Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know what? Normally for the 32, we take a break. We'll keep it here just to see what happens in the background.
Yeah, they got it measured off already. They got it measured off real quick, and if he knocks it down, then we'll have time to take a quick break and come back.
Yeah, but for out in front right now, the front runners in this 3200, now almost side by side, it's Pawtucket and Dormus. Not far behind is, I believe that's Travis from Garraway.
McGinnis from Steubenville Catholic Central is now attempting 6'8". He just cleared 6'7.5".
You got to love, because they just announced what McGinnis is going for, and it didn't matter your school allegiance here, Shannon. Everybody's cheering him on.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an outstanding jump. I mean, think about it. I'm 6'1", and that young man just cleared over my head without even thinking about it.
Do you want to stand down there and have him try it?
No.
I bet you he could do it.
I mean, we were younger. We used to jump our bicycles over each other, but I'm past that.
8th place, Johnson, Indian Valley.
McGinnis getting himself ready. We'll get you the updated team scores here momentarily as well, because there's been a little bit of a shakeup in some of these results.
5th place, Better Off from Steubenville Catholic Central. 4th place.
And then you go back again to that mental side of things, as we were talking about.
2nd place, Research from Buckeye Trail. And 1st place, Kinney from St. Clairsville with a throw of 100.
For the girls 3200, we do have the official times now. Rowan Hershey with a 12:15.98. Bailey Herbert with a 12:35.17. So that is 18 team points for Indian Valley for the girls. Claire Flannery, the 13:33.45 to place third. Addie Kent, a freshman for John Glenn, a new PR of 13:48. As McGinnis' next attempt just clips it. You know he's going to try it again.
Yeah, he just barely caught it on the, I think the back of his thighs. It looked like it might have got it.
By the way, for that girls 3200, both Hershey and Herbert, freshmen for Indian Valley.
Yeah.
Both getting first and second there.
Yeah, just outstanding. And you talked about those 18 team points. Well, I looked right before that race. They only had 81 points, and they were sitting in fourth. Now, with the new points added to it, Indian Valley Lady Braves lead the Bell Classic, 99.5 points. Ridgewood is second with 92. Barnesville is third at 88. And John Glenn is fourth at 77.
Got to love the half points getting thrown in there, right?
and for the men, St. Clairsville leads. They have 86. Indian Valley is second at 75. Harrison Central third at 73.
So what you're saying is this 3200's a big race, and guess who just took the lead? Pawtucket now passes by there to capture the lead here in the 3200.
Yeah, and that's a 2-point difference, so that'll get you a little bit closer. Shenandoah is fourth at 70, and Barnesville has got 51 in fifth.
By the way, as Pawtucket is coming to the line, it will be 2 to go. This might be the first time we've ever gone through a full 3200 race without taking a break.
You know, and Pawtucket doesn't look like he's slowing down any.
And you know, there's longtime assistant for the track program, Doug Crocker, calling out to every runner going by what their current pace is at.
Yeah, he's standing there. Then we got Jim Crocker standing by the camera. Jim's son is out here on the track. He's got a stopwatch going too. How'd you like to be the official there that's trying to keep track, saying, all right, you got 2 laps, but you got 3.
You're 2, you're 3, you're 2, you're 3. They got to almost have earpieces to communicate this, right?
Somebody's got to be
like from across the I have no idea, but they do a fantastic job keeping it all straight. Pawtucket has widened the lead by a whole bunch as he enters turn 3 and now has a half straightaway lead on Dormus of St. Clairsville.
And I'm telling you, man, the pace that Nolan Pawtucket is running right now is just phenomenal. He's not slowing down. I guarantee you his distant coaches are smiling. You can see he goes to church with us, and our bishop, Tom Claxton, is walking down there. He's probably getting ready to give him a thumbs up as he goes by, but Tom's focused on something else. He's walking on. He's still probably thinking about the hurdles races.
Over on the high jump, McGinnis again from Steubenville Catholic Central. They just remeasured out the 6 feet 8 inch, and it is the bell lap for Pawtucket. And if he can hold on to the win, just like you said, Shannon, that 2-point differential passing Dormus for St. Clairsville, that will help chip away just a little bit.
Harshy from Indian Valley.
You got to love, too, these distance runners. The ability of them, how many of them coming by don't really look that tired, but then you have the other ones that are thinking, oh, my goodness, please make this end. And I still give all of them the same amount of credit because even the ones who don't, struggle, so to speak, they're still out there with the ones who do.
And the thing is, I think Pataka just picked up his pace. I mean, just outstanding the way he's running right now. He's picking them up and putting them down, so outstanding job.
Now, for what it's worth, too, we're trying to pay attention to second place, too. And we have a Steubenville Catholic Central runner that's coming up close to Dormus. We'll have to see what the official finishing order is. Pataka has found a different gear down the front stretch as he's looking to finish strong.
We can see a Big Z sports shirt down there cheering him on in Rowe and Pacine.
Great finish for Pataka. So now let's see who comes home in second, because that gets a little interesting too, because St. Clairsville's in the team lead for the boys, have a couple-point lead at Indian Valley. They lost at least 2 points in that lead, but it could be more if that is Cash Dobson from Steubenville Catholic Central, if he is actually out in front of Dormus. But now Dormus has something in the reserve.
Yeah.
Dormus catching back up. And Dormus might be able to edge him at the line. And he will. Big final push there for the Red Devils runner.
Yeah, I'm going to guess there was probably a St. Clairsville teammate down there letting him know how important that was.
So that wraps up the boys 3,200, or at least your initial top placers, as we'll get the rest of the athletes to come across the line here and get the final tallies there, final times, I should say. 4x400 relays upcoming. You've got 3 events still left. Girls have 1 heat, boys with 2 heats. So what we can tell you for sure with the team scores for the girls' side of things, Indian Valley in the lead, as Shannon mentioned, by 7.5 points. Now in those 4x400 of this 4x400 event upcoming, Ridgewood comes in as your top-seeded time of a 4:11. Indian Valley has a 4:32.31. So for Ridgewood to catch up that 7.5-point deficit, their MO is just finish first. Right. However, for Indian Valley, their plans have to be at least push the podium to keep that lead comfortable.
And that's what you got to do. You want to get max team points right now. Get as many people on the podium as you can. Get in those top 8s. The girls' side is going to come down to it. It's going to be close, and like you said, it's going to be interesting. I got a text that said that it's unofficial that Pataka ran a 10:03. He was looking to beat his PR, which
it would have done if he did run a 10:03.
And the Bell record is 10:09. So it'll be interesting to see what he did.
A couple more athletes still to come across the line for the boys. 4x400s that'll be coming up later. Those get really interesting too, depending on how this end results are. So, as your update, if you're not overly familiar with track, for the 4x400s, all 4 athletes get 1 total trip around the track, and it is pretty much what you were supposed to do from start to finish, a dead sprint as fast as you can all the way around.
Yeah, that's this is an event right here, and I'm not sure. I wonder if on the boys' side, if Carson Hostetler will run it. Sometimes he runs it, sometimes he don't.
So we mentioned Ridgewood is the top seed for the girls 4x400 upcoming. Next highest seed is St. Clairsville, about 13 seconds behind the pace of Ridgewood. Then after that, it is a logjam because you have John Glenn and Barnesville nearly identical. Then it's Steubenville Catholic Central and Indian Valley, again, near identical. Start doing your mathematician work right now.
Or never mind. I was gonna make fun of one of our colleagues, but I'll let that go.
Do I have a guess which one it was?
I'll just tell you he's in the studio on Friday night and he pushes buttons.
That's what I figured. Okay.
I always make fun of him about his math sometimes.
A certain style of math. Hey, I'm no better sometimes. So the high jump high jump mat, I should say, has gone cold, as that will be it for all of our competitors out there, as has the long jump pit. So, girls pole vault still ongoing. That's the other thing too, Shannon. We were talking about that girls' results with the upcoming 4x400 heat. But we haven't even factored in the pole vault totals yet.
Nope. Pole vault totals. The boys' high jump points haven't been added in yet. I don't, unless they just recently did them. The girls' high jump, or not high jump, girls' long jump. So let's see, the girls' pole vault's not in, the boys' high jump. So the girls' long jump is in now. So let's go over to the girls' long jump results.
You're not going to be surprised at who is the top mark.
I was getting ready to say it's going to be a Bice. Oh, I mean a McQueen. There you go.
2 events remaining.
Jalen McQueen with an Ohio top 50 jump of 17 feet, 3 1/4 inches. And that is a new Bell Legacy record, as the old record was 16 feet, 7 inches. So she beat the Bell Legacy record
by 8 inches.
Yep. So outstanding job by Jalen McQueen of Ridgewood. Second place was Kaylee Jones of Barnesville with a new PR of 16 feet, 2 inches. Third was Leah Butts of St. Clairsville. Fourth was Faith Saxton of John Glenn. Fifth was Kinley McPeak of Indian Valley. Sixth was Carly Ness of Steubenville Catholic Central. Seventh was Haley Swerkos of St. Clairsville. And getting the last team point was Haley Kelly of Harrison Central. And it took a new PR to get that last point for the Lady Husky.
So the girls 4x400 is underway. In your middle lanes, it is Ridgewood in lane 4, the team to watch with the best mark. Ridgewood, as it currently stands, about 7 points behind Indian Valley. So they're going to need a win here and an Indian Valley, well, I'd say non-podium finish, but you all 8, you go through the 8 and get at least 1 point, but they would need them to finish in the bottom half. So down the front stretch, out in front, it is John Glenn currently in lane 6 on this first leg. But guess who is coming up the middle? It is Bice of Ridgewood in second. Third place is Indian Valley. Inside lane, Steubenville Catholic Central, in lane number 2 near the front as well. Into turn number 2, still out in front is Catholic Central. John Glenn changed that. Now it's Ridgewood in second place. Athletes getting some encouragement from the middle of the infield. There goes Ridgewood. Now in the lead into turn number 3. Leg number 2. How many mathematicians are sitting in the stands right now, Shannon?
Oh, there's all kinds of them doing the extra math right now.
Out in front, it is Ridgewood down the front stretch, followed by Catholic Central, John Glenn, and Indian Valley. St. Clairsville with a push back from 5th as well. Now Indian Valley will push into 3rd. Ridgewood, a commanding lead in leg number 3. Boys will have 2 heats upcoming. And of course, we will wait for the end of the girls' pole vault. Only a handful of athletes still competing. Final leg upcoming as Ridgewood enters turn number 4 out in front. Steubenville Catholic Central still in second. Logjam for 3rd. Indian Valley and St. Clairsville push ahead of John Glenn. Down the front stretch. Final handoff. Generals are away.
And I'm going to guess nobody's going to catch her, considering she was your 400 champion.
It's now Ridgewood, Steubenville Catholic Central, St. Clairsville, Barnesville, now Indian Valley, and John Glenn. Ridgewood enters turn 3, nearly a full straightaway in front. Lady Generals need the win here to try to get the team win for the girls. It will all come down to where Indian Valley finishes as well. Ridgewood also trying to push their time of 4:11.
Well, we also have the pole vault. I know Indian Valley has got a McDaniels who does decent in the pole vault. I'm not sure if Ridgewood has a pole vaulter.
Catholic Central second, St. Clairsville third. Indian Valley now makes the pass for fourth past Barnesville. Speaking of team points, Shannon, going to be a tight finish for third. Steubenville Catholic Central at the line for second, and for third, it looks like it's the Braves over the Red Devils.
Nice job by Indian Valley right there to push ahead.
Great race in the girls 4x400, the lone 4x400 for the girls tonight. We'll get you the times when they are posted. 2 heats for the boys 4x4 coming up.
Well, and they needed as many points as they can get is because Ridgewood does not have a pole vaulter. And Indian Valley's Aria McDaniel comes in as the 3rd seed.
So for this first heat, it is Buckeye Trail, John Glenn, and Garraway. Those are listed on the starting list, and that is who are making their way out onto the track. Thanks again to all the great presenting sponsors from throughout the spring, as well as the ones who have jumped on that you've heard from Shannon and I today. And, of course, the Indian Valley Athletic Boosters.
Yeah, outstanding job by the Indian Athletic Boosters. Check them out on Facebook. They do a great job. They communicate with their coaches. They try to post updates of everything that goes on. They do all kinds of their fundraising and stuff. They post stuff on their page. Like I said, and it doesn't matter if it's Indian Valley Athletic Boosters, the school that your children attend. Try to attend the Booster Club meeting or support all their fundraisers. They're the reasons why your kids get new jerseys all the time. They're the reasons why you get stuff out on the tracks like new hurdles. And I know when my daughter ran 4 years of high school cross country and 2 years of middle school, every time that bus pulled out of the high school, it was full of bags of fruit and water and Gatorade and stuff. I mean, the booster clubs don't just take care of the big sports. They take care of all the sports, and they sure could use some help. And if you don't have time to attend a meeting or be part of that club, just support that club. Support those fundraisers. Make sure you do your volunteer work in the concession stands, because every booster club will tell you the concession stands is where they make their biggest profits.
They are, and that's why when you're coming to an athletic event, don't worry about dinner. Just buy it here.
If your kid asks for nachos with extra cheese,
then kids are getting nachos with extra cheese.
That's right.
Underway, first heat for the boys, 4x4. Your top seed is John Glenn with a 3:42.9. Gotta love the various different head wraps you get from some of these runners. From the John Glenn runner, John Glenn's team of Ethan Zell, Roe Wyatt, Cade Ritchie, and Alex Applegarth. Buckeye Trails team of Cody Ward, Tucker Hastings, Connor Webb, and Adrian Abad. For Garraway, we do not have a list of starters. And now Big Dan's getting yelled at.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that paper too, Dan.
Going for the first handoff now. As out of the blocks first, it will be John Glenn. Garraway right behind him, though. How many of the teams standing there and waiting for this last go-round, Shannon, do you think know the team scores, or at least a general guess?
All they know, if they know there's an app going on, they are all checking it out. Jump over to the boys' 3,200-meter results is Nolan Pataka with a new PR with a 10 minutes and 4 seconds point, or 10:04.01, and that's also a new Bell Legacy record, so he picks up the 10 points for Indian Valley. Second was George Dormus of St. Clairsville. Third, Cash Dobson of Steubenville Catholic Central. Fourth, Rowan Askren from Fairless. 5th, Carter Travis for Garraway. 6th, Jet Roar of Fairless. 7th, Lincoln Genderisk. I'm going to say it until I get it right. Of Barnesville. And 8th was Nicholas Yarrington of John Glenn.
Nearly identical timing on that handoff between John Glenn and Garraway here in heat number 1. Your final race is upcoming in the fast heat for the 4x400. Still a handful of girls pole vaulters out there. Coming up for the final handoff in the 4x400 heat number 1. Yeah. Hey, don't worry, the paper has made it up here, Shannon.
The girls' 4x400 meter relay. You remember who won?
I do. The Ridgewood Lady Generals.
Molly Maple, Kylie Bice, Lauren Wentz, Kenzie Bice get the win for the Generals with a time of 4 minutes and 9 seconds, .83.
A new best for that team.
And a new Bell Legacy record by 9 seconds.
My, oh my.
The previous record was 4:18, held by John Glenn, and they just ran it in 4:09. Outstanding job by the Lady Generals. Second place, Steubenville Catholic Central. 3rd, Indian Valley. 4th, St. Clairsville. 5th, Barnesville. 6th, John Glenn. 7th, Buckeye Trail. And 8th, Harrison Central.
We're going to have one heck of a finish in this first heat for the boys 4x400 because John Glenn gets the edge on Garraway on a turn 4. And out of nowhere, here come the Muskies, going to get the win in heat number 1. I'm going to talk about turning on the afterburners. Final track event on the way. Boys 4x400. Teams going to be lining up Steubenville, Catholic Central, Indian Valley, St. Clairsville, Harrison Central, Barnesville, and Shenandoah. Top seed is St. Clairsville with a 3:31. That is followed by Harrison Central with a 3:35. Indian Valley with a 3:36. And Shannon, you said Ridgewood does not have a pole vaulter for the girls. And as it stands right now, Indian Valley in the lead by 3.5 points for the girls' team title. Indian Valley right now trails for the boys, trails St. Clairsville 94-85. So barring anything in this race that would be shocking considering St. Clairsville comes in as your top-seeded team, it would appear as though the Red Devils should pick up the team win for the boys.
Yeah, like I said, they're out in front by 4 seconds over Harrison Central, 5 seconds over Indian Valley. And I think as far as the boys' field events, the only thing we're really waiting on is the...
we do see the high jump as is getting entered now. And the help there for St. Clairsville is Lucas Causey for St. Clairsville, topped Hunter Stuckey of Indian Valley. So that's helping out the Red Devils again in that team score. So it would appear if we're guessing right, if we're doing our math correctly, which is sometimes hit or miss, it would appear the Indian Valley Lady Braves will be your girls' champion, and your boys' champion will be the St. Clairsville Red Devils. Also trying to figure out which competitors are still out there for pole vault for the girls. See for Barnesville getting lined up for their next attempt. Sun's starting to set here from Jeanette Hutton. Still got a little bit of daylight left. The lights coming on here at the stadium. Want to thank all of you who have tuned in so far throughout this event and all of you who tune in after they go home from the event. I think that's the thing that always amazes me, Shannon, because we get told from people all the time, you know, for football games, basketball games, softball and baseball games, we get told about, you know, the people who tune in later on for memories, but also just to catch up on something they might have missed. I think track and field might be the most popular that people tune back in to enjoy.
Well, yeah, a lot of them are here. Like, everybody always wonders, when we do these broadcasts, if we affect the crowd. No, this place was full. And a lot of them will go back home and watch it again. So, we got to say thanks to our sponsors that make this happen, but thanks to all the people that tune in to watch.
First leg of this final heat of tonight, the 4x400 for the boys. In the lead out in front, it is Shenandoah. Looks like Logan Gable running the initial parts here for Shenandoah. Barnesville right behind him. St. Clairsville third. Harrison Central now making a push for third in this first leg. All about this next handoff to try to keep that momentum out in front. St. Clairsville gets the nice handoff. Barnesville out of the blocks. Here comes Harrison Central up the middle now as they look to capture the lead into turn number 2. Harrison Central, they've got 7 different competitors in the 4x4 this season. They are neck and neck with St. Clairsville up front. Barnesville slips back into third. Shenandoah in third. Barnesville fourth. Indian Valley fifth. Into turn number 4. It is St. Clairsville out in front. Harrison Central right behind him, pushing the pace. Red Devils out in front. Good handoff there, and they're looking to, in an emphatic way, capture the boys' victory here for the 2026 Bell Legacy Invitational. Still out in front, St. Clairsville, final handoff upcoming. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes Indian Valley now down the front stretch. As it is Carson Hostetler who has reeled it back from a long, long distance away. Now it's Indian Valley and Harrison Central up front. Handoff. Keto for the Huskies out in front, followed by St. Clair of Indian Valley. St. Clairsville in third. St. Clair is going to need a big push to try to catch up to the speedy Keto. Keto down the back stretch. About a 20-meter lead, maybe more on St. Clair. Into turn number 3. Keto out in front, St. Clair pushing. Keto now down the home stretch. Tries to keep the pace going. St. Clair trying to find the extra gear. Keto running out of gas a little bit. St. Clair's going to make it close. St. Clair reeling him in. Does Keto have enough? And at the line, it's Harrison Central who gets the win. Indian Valley second, St. Clairsville third, Barnesville in fourth. Shenandoah in fourth, Steubenville Catholic Central fifth, Barnesville sixth. As your track events wrap up, and boy, what a job by Hostetler and St. Clair to get it really close there at the end, Shannon, but not enough, and it looks like St. Clairsville will be your boys' champs.
Yeah, they just got that big enough lead right there. It was hard for anybody to chase them down, but the guys stepped up in the 4x4 for Indian Valley to try to – they gained some points, but the deficit was too big, and the only event we still have going on is the girls' pole vault.
Girls' pole vault is still ongoing as we will – bring you that action with the camera now shifted focus over there.
Not sure if you finished reading the boys' high jump results.
I don't believe I did.
So James McGinnis is Steubenville Catholic Steubenville Catholic Central. He's a senior. He takes first place. He sets a new PR record of 6 feet 7.5 inches. That's an Ohio top 10 jump. And it's a Bell Legacy race. Or Bell Legacy record. Second place was Drake Angel of Ridgewood, 5 feet 10 inches. Lucas Causey of St. Clairsville was also 5 feet 10 inches, but I think Drake gets second because he did it in less attempts. Or maybe they tied it the same amount of attempts.
I believe it if it's the same amount of attempts or whoever got it first.
Yeah, so
if that makes any sense.
They got Drake listed first. So that's why I said he was officially second, even though it says both of them second. Hunter Stuckey of Indian Valley was 4th. He PR'd. Will Wells of Barnesville. Let's take this back. Hunter Stuckey, Will Wells, Braylon Williams, and Jackson Garber, all from Garaway, all PR'd at 5'8". But they got Stuckey, then Wells, then Williams, and then Garber listed. And then in 8th place, Hunter and Wirtz both tied at 5 feet 6 inches, and they have Hunter listed. So I'll let the people in there worry about who gets what. We just let you know that James McInnes, outstanding jump for that young man to put him in the top 10 in the state of Ohio.
Well, we said there's more than a few names that you're going to see here tonight that you very well could be seeing at Jesse Owens come early June. And for Mr. McGinnis, we hope to see you there. If a what do they call it? A failed attempt not made. I don't even know actually what it is called when you don't clear it.
I think they call it like no mark.
No mark, okay.
No, maybe no mark is whenever you try to come in too high and you don't get a mark at all. Because I've been to meet, because you get to choose what height you want to come in at.
Mm-hmm.
So if you remember right when Daniel Adams was here, or not Daniel Adams, Daniel's little brother David Adams was here.
You don't want Daniel doing the pole vault.
David was a very good pole vaulter, and he on average would pole vault anywhere from 14 feet to 15 feet just on a standard night. And he would get to the point to where a lot of people would be fouled out before he would try to come in at 11 feet or come in at 12 feet. And if you if he fouled all 3 attempts, then it's called a no mark. So I just would say failed attempt. I mean, I guess that's a quick question we can ask Buzz.
Somebody who has more knowledge, and by more knowledge I mean all the knowledge compared to what you and I have.
Yeah, I got no knowledge when it comes to pole vault other than I know you got to stick the stick in the ground and throw yourself over that bar.
Looks like we have a couple Buckeye Trail competitors still out there. At least one Barnesville competitor.
That might be the McDaniel girl standing there, yep, by the goal post.
Next attempt, and up and over and good. We'll give you the names of who we believe the competitors are. We always apologize if we are unable to see from here to tell you. But considering where the mark is currently set, we could have our best guess. Layden Hines and Ava Leisure are both of Barnesville, or pardon me, it would be Ava Leisure, I believe, of Barnesville still out there. For Buckeye Trail, you have Sydney Frederick and Claire Williams. I think they are both still competing. As the next attempt looks like John Glenn going up and not quite being able to clear. That might have been Brooklyn Valentine. She came in with a mark of 10 feet, a best mark of 10 feet. Your top-seeded athlete, Shannon, coming into this is a name we already talked about in the hurdles. That's Ava Crum of St. Clairsville. She's cleared 11 feet 6 inches. We haven't seen Crum yet, and it's the possible, depending on where that bar is, she might not even try to clear that attempt yet.
Yeah, just you can see it as McDaniel's going now, I believe.
Didn't like the run-up. It's one of those events with track and field that, you know, honestly, I'm thinking about all the different ones that you can practice and get used to. And, you know, shot put and disc have their own intricacies to them. And I guess, you know, potential issues, I guess, when you're first initially trying to learn it, just getting your release point right. But pole vault is one of the ones that I feel like your initial learning of pole vault has to be one of the most frightening things that you can do. As McDaniel clears, not quite, as she clips it with the shins. Looked like she was clear of it.
She was way up, and I think she didn't get pushed back far enough.
But back to the point I was making there, Shannon, when you're first learning pole vault, it has to be a terrifying experience.
Listen, when David Adams was here and he was doing it, he had told me that there was plenty of athletes on the team that he thought that was good enough to do pole vault. They couldn't get it in their head. Like they were just scared of it. I mean, it takes a special person to put all your trust in that stick, then get yourself straight up and down, upside down.
And know the body control of when to twist, when to move.
And how to push yourself over and stuff. And some of those kids that were really good athletes, they're like, the hanging upside down doesn't scare me. You ever see those poles break? And I was thinking, well, it's very rare you see a pole break, but they do happen.
Why do I want to say, is it fiberglass or is it just some kind of composite these days?
I've never even looked at one. I know they use different lengths.
John Glenn unable to clear there as, again, we believe that's Valentine. We are about as far away from the pole vault pit as you can be. Plenty of people still hanging around here. Looks like the Indian Valley girls team hanging around because they should be the girls team champion, and I think St. Clairsville, their boys team, also hanging around because, at least by our count and our numbers that we have in front of us, those will be your individual team champions, which is kind of an oxymoron when I say individual team champions, but you get my point.
Yeah. I've lost my train of thought right there as I was trying to watch what was going on down there.
Next attempt for Barnesville. Can't quite clear, I believe was Leisure. We'll get on Daniel here in a minute and have him relay out what the height's up to us. Sun certainly is setting. All of a sudden, we've had a beautiful night here, Shannon, and thankfully that's in the wrong direction for it to blow in here, but you see the same clouds I do in the background.
Yeah, it's starting to get cloudy, which I knew there was a chance of rain coming in tonight.
Well, they can just stay in a northward direction. Thanks again to all the presenting sponsors today and all of you who have tuned in throughout the event. Been a fun one. Tons of records all over the board getting broken for this 2026 Bell Legacy Invitational. Shannon working hard trying to get us the height currently. We can make a guess. I want to say it's somewhere in the ballpark of 10 feet. Probably right at 10 foot, but not sure. Could be 10 and a half. Also want to thank the Claxon Communications crew for all their hard work here today. By the way, I also want to thank the Claxon crew because, Shannon, they moved one of the cameras down, so you got a better view on your screen right now.
You got a better view on my screen.
No, I mean everyone watching the screen.
I'm like, I don't even got my screen open. all my stuff's dying.
I got a charger over here. Why didn't you ask for it?
I got a charger in my bag, but they're all good. It's not a bad thing when your electronic devices die as long as you're not in a situation where you need to get a hold of somebody.
It gets a lot quieter. That's a positive side of things. Aria McDaniel of Indian Valley, her next attempt. Try again on the run-up. A lot of these teams who made this trip to come here today, not a short distance they had to drive to get here by any means, but a month and a half out from the state tournament, or the state meet, I should say. Anything to get better.
Yeah, I know. Districts will be coming up right after these IVC championships, and I want to think somebody said that the Indian Valley's district might have got moved. They used to go out to West Holmes, and I'm thinking somebody told me they might be headed to Harrison Central now. Regional, I know, is probably still being held down at West Muskingum for a lot of our, or not West Muskingum, Muskingum University for most of our athletes.
Well, it depends. Do you like a trip to Cadiz or do you like a trip to Millersburg? Either one's not a bad trip.
From my house and from your house, we would probably take the Cadiz trip.
McDaniel clears that next attempt. Yeah, the Caddis trip is definitely closer for me.
For me, I guess it's probably maybe just a little bit closer. But as a guy, I work in Amish country. I'm a delivery driver out there. So I got to go around the Berlin on a Friday night track meet.
Oh, okay.
So like
you bypass all that.
I know the shortcuts. A lot of people don't. They go right through the heart of everything, and I know all the shortcuts. So it can be rough in the fall going through Berlin with all the people who like to take pictures of the horses and stuff.
I believe this is Frederick for Buckeye Trail now for her next attempt.
This is why I like this long cord.
You're taking a view of all the buses and stuff pulling out. Frederick's attempt is she'll get the nice run up and can't quite clear.
No, we're just playing limbo with Bryce. How low can he go?
You know, the only thing, we always love coming here for any kind of event or game, but the only thing is when the sun starts setting, I had the sunscreen out for the sun earlier. Now you know what we need.
Dude, the mosquitoes were so bad at my house last night. I debated on setting my yard on fire.
I think you would have had a call from a couple different fire departments if you tried that.
That's like the people that burn their house down over a spider.
So McDaniel will get another attempt here, but she had previously cleared it, if I'm not mistaken. So it might be, could be Jillian Rose. Rose had cleared 9 feet coming into this event. McDaniel had cleared 10.5. Coming into the event, you had 14 different pole vaulters for the girls who were listed. Not sure if all 14 were able to log a height. Up next for Garaway, Abby Steiner clears it with ease. Steiner comes in with a 11 feet clearance earlier this year.
Did you ever go over the official times of the boys 4x4?
I did not, so why don't you go ahead and do that?
The boys 4x4 with a new Bell Invitational record broke by the top 4 teams. All broke the previous Bell Invitational record. But the winner goes to the Harrison Central Huskies, the team of Bo Rinkus, Brady Heyer, Tristan Cole, and Jacob Keto with a time of 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Second is Indian Valley, 3:28. St. Clairsville was third with a time of 3:30. Fourth was Shenandoah with a time of 3:31. All 4 of those teams broke the previous record of 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Fifth place goes to Steubenville Catholic Central. 6th place to Barnesville. 7th place John Glenn. 8th place is Garaway, and rounding out the top 9 was Buckeye Trail. So the official boys scores to wrap up the Bell Legacy Invitational is St. Clairsville is the team champion with 108 points. Indian Valley is second with 99. Harrison Central comes in third with 83 points. Shenandoah fourth with 75 points. Barnesville and Garaway tied at 59 points for 5th. 7th place is Steubenville Catholic Central with 55 points. John Glenn is 8th with 49 points. Ridgewood was 9th. Buckeye Trail 10th and Fairless 11th. That's your finals for the boys.
Team runner-up with 99 points was Indian Valley.
And like we said, Indian Valley is going to win it in the girls' championship. Just waiting for the finals of the pole vault, which they'll score some more points. I believe it's Aria McDaniel, who is still vaulting for for the Braves.
We had mentioned for St. Clairsville, a name you had heard earlier in the hurdles, Ava Crum from St. Clairsville, who has the top seeded or the top height of 11.6, now getting ready for her attempt. Crum with the run up and elevates up and over easily. You know, it's easy for me, too, to say easily.
Yeah. And not to take nothing away from the other girls that are vaulting, not sure who's all left, who scored what points. But if you're St. Clairsville and Ava, if she wins this event and gets 10 points and the two schools in front of her don't place in this event, she vaults the team all the way to third place. Right now they're sitting in 5th place. They'll become the third place team. Because it looks like Ridgewood or Indian Valley will win as the girls' team. Ridgewood will place second.
Frederick from Buckeye Trail can't quite clear. Next attempt. We'll see who lines up next.
I put Daniel Adams on assignment down there. Let's see if he remembers to do it. I told him to get pictures of the teams with the plaques. That way we can get them posted up here in a little bit.
Well, looks like Dan's sending the St. Clairsville team out to the infield, so I bet you he did get your text.
Well, actually, I told him in person because I think I can be a little more frightful in person instead of in a text.
You're a nice texter. You don't come across as threatening enough, I don't think.
I should have made him hold a Big Z Sports banner.
There you go.
Wasn't thinking about it.
There's always next year. It is either McDaniel or Rose. I believe that is McDaniel, her next attempt. And we'll try again on the run-up. McDaniel, a vaulter who takes advantage of the fact that, you know, you can run up a couple. It's 2 times, and then by the 3rd attempt, you do have to go. Just try to get that pacing right.
You think we should film this TikTok? It's getting ready to happen down here on the floor.
I've been noticing that they've been working at that. McDaniel pulls back on the next run-up as well. Great time to mention again that this entire event, the Bell Legacy Invitational, bears the name of Mr. Dave Bell, who's standing down there by the pole vault, and up here in the press box making the announcements, Diane Bell, his wife. Okay, I guess it's not 3 attempts. Maybe you do have 4. I'm not sure. But both the Bells, longtime staples of the track and field program here at Indian Valley. And you know, it's still hard for me not to say Mr. and Mrs. Bell.
You know, and it's funny. I see him in public a good bit. I'll see him up at the racetrack as their son-in-law. He races, and they're just enjoying life after retirement.
Next attempt. And up and over. Looks like it is Steiner of Garraway. Great job for Abby Steiner to clear, I believe, on her first attempt at this height.
Well, I was going to try to attempt to cut grass tonight when I got home.
Do you have headlights?
No, but I can make everybody line their cars up, which I cut 3 yards. I cut my neighbor lady's yard and my yard and my brother's yard.
I was going to say just tape flashlights to your head.
But it takes me about an hour and a half to do all that, so I don't think it's going to happen tonight.
Ava Crum from St. Clairsville, her attempt, up and over. You said there were 2 different types of people in this world. I shouldn't say types, but there were 2 very different people on this broadcast because you were going to go home and cut grass. Do you have a guess what I was going to go do?
Go home and feed cows?
Not feed. Find out if we had any new calves. By the way, the answer to that is yes. Team scores getting announced, obviously, with pole vault still ongoing.
And we are still waiting on the team score for second.
see all the Lady Braves have got around Coach Lucas down there, athletic director Zach Golick, and I'm sure they're going to get a picture, but they're probably going to wait for the pole vault to be official.
We got to know the exact team score you got. You know, we've been thanking a lot of different people. We can also thank Athletic Director Zach Golick for an athletic director's job. I don't know if it ever really does truly slow down.
No, I talked to an athletic director one time, and I can't remember who it was. It was probably on one of our Wednesday night shows, and they actually told me that they feel like they get a break about halfway through football season because everything leads up to that, and then they get a little bit of a break, and then when they get about halfway through, then everything just takes off, and they continue to go around. You know, and I won't brag. I won't say that we are the premier media down here, but how many other media outlets got a thing that's on the thing here
taped for our spot
year round? It's laminated so the weather don't tear it, and it just says Big Z Sports. You can walk through the whole press box. There's no other media spots mocked out. But for some reason, they know we love this spot, and they got it all taped off and everything year round.
I think that was Jillian Rose of Indian Valley unable to clear there. I think Rose and McDaniel are both still making attempts, or if that might have been McDaniel, not sure. Well, cannot tell from up here.
Looks like she's putting the poles away, so she's probably done.
So you still have Steiner from Garraway and Crum from St. Clairsville, both your top-seeded pole vaulters, doing battle, a little bit of bragging rights on the line. And also just trying to improve with the end goal, of course, being to head on into Columbus. But first things first, those district meets that Shannon was talking about.
Don't forget, pay attention to our Facebook page. You see all the upcoming baseball and softball games. The upcoming track meets is next Friday. We'll be out in Zorville for the Thrilla in Zorvilla.
I'm happy you mentioned that because I realized I had not brought that up as Steiner clears it again for Garraway. Coming up tomorrow, special presentation of high school softball, always weather permitting. New Philadelphia will play host to Conotton Valley live here on YouTube. Monday, you and I return right here to Janayton as it's high school baseball action. Indian Valley plays host to Claymont. Tuesday, high school softball sees Strasburg traveling to take on Conotton Valley as Crum clears as well. Wednesday, doubleheader action projected. We're hoping that's how it will go as Tusky Valley will host Ridgewood and in baseball, and in softball, Claymont will welcome in Indian Valley. And as Shannon mentioned, Friday we head to Zorville. The Thrilla in Zorvilla back again on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel.
Yeah, I know Wednesday it's supposed to be me and Logan McPeak down here. But my wife has brought to my attention that I have a prior commitment, so I got to see if I can move that around. If not, the boss man, Adam Sweski, already said that he should be able to fill in for me, but I'm going to try to change my things up because I haven't got to do a lot of softball this year. And over on the baseball field tonight, it was Indian Valley picking up the win over Strasburg. Two really good teams in this area.
Yeah, 4-1 ball game. That should kind of exemplify how both those teams are pretty darn good. 11 feet 6 inches is your pole vault mark. As Steiner's next attempt just clips the bar but clears it. And at 11.6, Shannon, that is her new best mark, I believe.
Yeah, nice job right there. She's still in the game here as Crum from St. Clair's will get to go up. You know, usually about middle of the way through baseball, softball season, we start figuring out, like, you know, who's going to make those deep runs. And we always talk softball, maybe one baseball team. Well, this year, both sides of the field, you know, we got New Philadelphia baseball is playing phenomenal right now. Indian Valley. Claymont, they get on a roll and then they fall back. They get on a roll, they fall back. Strasburg's really good this year in baseball. So, I mean, there's a lot of baseball and softball teams that are looking good this time of the year.
Well, and you're talking about, you know, hitting your stride at the right time. As Crum's attempt at 11.6, and she just clips it and is unable to clear. So with that should mean Abby Steiner from Garraway clearing that 11-foot 6-inch mark. See if she wants to go up more, but Shannon, that should do it. She should be your pole vault champion.
Yeah, and Indian Valley Lady Braves are going to go over and ring the Larry Holmes victory bell at the Bell Legacy Invitational.
As it did become official, they were waiting for that last team event to technically go final. We'll see if Steiner wants to make another crack at it. She's already got a personal best here today.
Well, Crum's walking back down the runway, so did Crum already... Well, she gets 3 attempts.
But it would be first to clear it, would it not?
Well, then you go to the next height.
Even with Steiner clearing it first.
Yep. If Steiner cleared it 11.6, Crum gets 3 chances to clear 11.6. If she clears it, then they'll move it to 11.7 or 11.8.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected.
And then if they both don't clear it, then they go back to 11.6, and whoever cleared it first gets the win.
Well, I learn something new every day.
Running up and down that, as more girls get eliminated, the more energy you burn because you're constantly going for more.
Yeah, trying to get that extension, especially as it gets later and it starts cooling off a bit, can be a little bit more difficult. As when the sun sets, you can tell it's springtime because the temperature certainly plummets. So Ava Crum from St. Clairsville, Abby Steiner of Garraway. Steiner has already cleared this height of 11 feet 6 inches. Crum, this will be her 3rd attempt. Crum getting some last words of advice before her 3rd attempt. Team scores still being tabulated in the press box, but we do know for a fact the St. Clairsville boys team, your boys champion, and should be the Indian Valley girls who'll be your girls champion, as over and clearing it is Crum. So she does clear at 11.6 and will move up again.
Yeah, I've already received the pictures. Indian Valley girls have been crowned team champions. Like I said, they don't have no more vaulters in. They're still waiting to put those points in officially, but they will win. Indian Valley boys finished 2nd. So I can't give you the girls because I'm not sure who's all left. I don't know what we know Ridgewood didn't have anybody. Barnesville was the 3rd. John Glenn was 4th. St. Clairsville in 5th. When this all started, we know St. Clairsville is going to move up. Garraway is, they're down in 8th, but the points they're going to get here, they'll jump at least 1 spot into 7th.
Yeah, for the girls with St. Clairsville sitting in 5th, could be a rather big swing here for them to get them up to potentially, I take that back, could get them up to 4th. But then again, we also do not know at this point with the other vaulter for St. Clairsville in Aubrey Crum. As Aubrey Crum, we do know for St. Clairsville, does have a new PR today with an 8'6", but it depends on where that will actually fall on the list. Right now it's just Ava Crum and Abby Steiner, and the rest of the order looks like Aria McDaniel for Indian Valley would take home 3rd, clearing 10 feet. Sydney Frederick would be 4th from Buckeye Trail with a 9.6 clearance.
Once again, would like to thank Grandview Exterior Systems for coming on board. Getting commercial roofing done or residential roofing, give them a call, check them out. Riverside Manor down in New Cumberstown. They do all kinds of occupational therapy and stuff. And just check them out on Facebook. Top Notch Auto right here in Janayton Hutton. If you live anywhere close to Janayton Hutton, you need work done on your car, your diesel trucks, anything along those lines, get a hold of Top Notch Auto. They're top-notch people, and you can see their name actually down there on the field house. They sponsored the field house for a few years. And Amici's Pizza, you know how I feel about Amici's Pizza. You should try it out. That way you can feel that way too.
So both Crum and Steiner unable to clear their first attempts at 12. Top Notch Auto, you're speaking music to my ears with the diesel truck work now. Might have to give him a call.
I know plenty of people in my family. Some of my family uses them for work. They come down here all the time, get some work done. They're also our Hats Off sponsor during football season.
Yeah, for years it was the shirts that everyone was pining over, which they still do, but I think those hats might end up starting to become the most popular thing.
Yeah, they're nice hats. They're by a great company. Adam and those guys do a great job getting those hats all together. Top Notch has sponsored them from years. I know for a fact when Grady Kinsey won his first Top Notch hat, I took it to his hat, and once his dad Eric seen who it was made by, Grady lost that hat. Eric,
well, he was just telling us he needed to win another one then, so they could both have one.
Yep, he was telling us this year if he wants his own hat, he's going to have to go win another one. And I believe he did that in week 2.
Sounds about right. So it is Crum again, now her next attempt at 12 feet. This will be her second attempt. Crum elevates and just clips it on the rotation over, so both athletes will get a third crack at it. If neither athlete is able to clear, we will go back to who cleared 11-6 first, which would be Steiner.
Yep.
As Shannon got that clarified for me. Thank you.
And Steiner will go first here, and if she hits that bar, she's hoping Crum hits that bar.
She's feeling the pressure then. Mosquitoes are alive and well in Janayton again.
I know. I kind of wish I was standing out in the middle of that AstroTurf. There's probably no skeeters out there. These kids down here dragging each other on this turf. They're going to find out what turf burn is in a couple hours when they go home to get a shower. Like, oh, my arm hurts.
Not going to understand when you wake up in the morning, why am I blotchy everywhere? Steiner getting ready. Bar is at 12 feet. Her third attempt extends and will catch it with the legs. So now it will come down to this jump from Ava Crum from St. Clairsville. Still a nice round of applause for Miss Steiner as she already setting that new personal best. She's still riding high.
Crum, I think she's going to get a different stick out right here. Her and her coach walked back. He grabbed another stick. So they're going to try a different stick. I believe they go off of weights on the sticks, but I'm not 100% sure. I should probably do some more homework on that. Or I should just actually call David Adams, friend of the family. He can give me all the lessons I want. Or if we can get Buzz Bell to come up and just talk one time, but
you might have a hard time making that happen.
Listen, David Adams won the state championship, and I come down here to do an interview with him after he got back in town after winning that state championship. And Buzz pulled up, him and Diane pulled up in the car and wanted to shake his hand and give him a hug. And I asked him if he wanted to be in on the interview again. Buzz said, I'd like to get in on the interview, but I'm going to go eat dinner, and got in his car and left. He had no intentions of being in the public eye. He'll never take credit for anything, and he deserves all the credit in the world.
Here goes Ava Crum, her final attempt. Tries to extend and clips the bar, so that will do it. As Steiner from Garraway will be your pole vault champion, and that will round out today's event, Shannon.
Yeah, just outstanding job by all these athletes. Can't say thank you enough to the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club and the Indian Valley Athletic Department. They do a great job when they put different events on, from football to softball, basketball, all of them, and they always open their doors to Big Z Sports, thanks to all the sponsors. Congratulations to the St. Clairsville boys team for winning the Bell Legacy Championship. The Indian Valley boys come in second. Indian Valley girls, congratulations on your Bell Legacy Championship, and I believe Ridgewood girls came in second.
And in fact, it would be the Ridgewood girls in second place. We will have those team photos posted here shortly. Thanks to everyone tuning in today, as well as all of our great sponsors and all of these great athletes as well, as that will do it here for another track and field presentation. Tune in tomorrow, as they've got you covered on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel, does the WJER crew, as it's the new Philadelphia Lady Quakers hosting the Conotton Valley Lady Rockets. We'll wrap things up here from Janaten. A big thank you to all the Claxon Communications crew as well today, and Logan, Abby, and Bryce for making it all possible. And, of course, my co-presenter, Shannon Thomas. Don't go anywhere, Z Country. We'll be back at a high school again near you soon.
Thanks for watching this Claxon Communications production of high school sports on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. For the latest news and scores, follow Big Z Sports on Facebook, on Twitter at @Big_Z Sports, and on Instagram. Don't miss any of the live stream coverage all season long by simply subscribing for free to Big Z Sports on our YouTube channel. For the best in high school sports coverage, there is only one Big Z Sports.